because it's always awesome. But this time he donates to us so we can chatter and chit. And I'm going to tell you, this one's going to be a good matchup. Doubleheader, the men and the women. Cumberland's women's will tip it off at about 6. Let's send it back to him. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, and we'll come back and get you set for action. Cumberland and Lindsey Wilson just ahead here on FM 98.9 and AM 1490.
If you are tired of all the traffic and parking hassles of your weekday commute, then ride the Music City Star. With stops in Lebanon, Martha, and Mount Juliet, the Music City Star can get you to work in the mornings and home in the afternoons without the stress. The train also has an evening trip on Fridays for those who want to enjoy downtown Nashville's restaurants and entertainment venues. For ticket and schedule information, visit musiccitystar.org or call 862-5950. The Music City Star. There is no traffic on the train. If you are tired of...
Dr. Damon Petty, a locally renowned orthopedic surgeon who trained under James Andrews and at the Cleveland Clinic, is the official team physician for Cumberland Athletics. Petty has built his reputation on developing new techniques for shoulder surgery and the treatment of elbow and shoulder injuries in baseball players. Since starting his practice in Middle Tennessee, he has treated athletes at all levels in sports, from professional to Pee Wee football and from the major leagues to the little leagues. For all of your orthopedic needs, call on Dr. Damon Petty at Petty Orthopedics. For more information, check out his website at pettyortho.com. That's pettyortho.com. Dr. Damon Petty
Center, where we've got a great Mid-South Conference doubleheader for you. The Cumberland men and women taking on the Lindsey Wilson Blue Raiders, and both of these teams on the Cumberland side sitting right at the 500 mark in Mid-South Conference action. And I'll tell you, it has been a tough start just numbers-wise for head coach Jeremy Lewis. So, John, you had a chance to catch up with him today. Let's hear about his thoughts on tonight's matchup.
On a 3-game losing skid. At this point, is it more execution or confidence?
Really, John, I'm going to say right now I think it's more confidence than anything. A little bit of execution, but more confidence. You can notice the last couple of games, I think, just body language stuff from our kids. It's almost like a snowball effect in games, and kids on other teams are making contested shots, and we miss open shots, and just can't. The ball doesn't seem to bounce our way sometimes. That's just kind of the rut that we're in right now. So all you can do is continue to work. You try to work hard every day, and I'm one of those people that I believe you create your own luck. It's a combination of kind of, the way you work at things and opportunity and all that kind of coming together. So we've got to continue to work and try to grind our way through this right now.
A week ago, you picked up a loss at Bluefield. After that game, you were pretty disappointed in the team's effort. Didn't get the win on Saturday against Pikeville, but to me, it looked like the effort was a little bit better. How did you feel after that game?
I felt good about the way we played in the second half. A little bit disappointed for a stretch in the first half. I felt like we had about a 6-minute stretch in the first half where there wasn't a lot of purpose behind some things we were doing on either end of the floor. I thought the second half was great, and we kind of hit a wall late in the second half, which the last 4 minutes and kind of the time that we couldn't deserve to hit a wall, especially on the offensive end. It was a 3-point game with 3 minutes and 48 seconds to go, and Pikeville scores the next 4 possessions, and we go without scoring, and that's pretty much the ball game. But I love the way that we fought. I loved our effort, coming all the way back from double digits down and actually taking a 1-point lead at one point in the second half. So we've got to be able to come out in games and get off to a really good start, get ourselves a lead, and play from in front. I don't know if we're built to play from behind right now because of depth.
You got a little bit of bad news this week. Jane Coley is going to be out for about a week due to an illness. How does that change up your rotation, and what can you do to replace that void you'll leave?
Well, Tara Pryor will start stepping in the starting lineup now, and an adjustment that we're going to make. We're actually going to slide Takoya down. We're going to play her more kind of at the forward, the 4 position. So one thing it will do, it makes us faster on the floor. I think we're going to be able to speed the game up and play a little bit quicker. We're probably going to get out and press some, even though some may say, well, you're not real deep, coach, but I like our speed and our quickness, and we got to try to use it to our advantage in the game now. as far as making up for her numbers, it's got to be a collective effort. I'm not looking at Tara saying you got to go out and get 13 points and grab 6 rebounds. That's not, we've got to have different people step up and at different times in the game, so it's got to be a collective effort for sure. But yeah, Tara will step into the start lineup, and Gatto's going to play. She's got to be able to step in and play and give us some good minutes defensively and rebound the ball for us.
Maybe a little good news out of that is the fact that you only have one game this week, and it also starts the first of 3 home games. So over the next 2 weeks, you won't have to hit the bus.
Yeah.
How does that change your preparation?
Really kind of the same. We try to keep them in the same routine as much as possible. We play the game tonight. We're going to come back and practice tomorrow. We'll be off Saturday, Sunday, and then have 3 days of practice. Going into the game Thursday at home, obviously it's always a good thing when you can stay at home and not have to be on a bus and worrying about being on a long road trip and that sort of stuff. You're always more familiar being at home. And it's a good thing for us. Right now, what we're going through right now, we need home games. So we're catching this kind of at a great spot. We obviously I'd love to have Calamity Jane out there. We're better when she's out there on the floor. But when she's back on the floor, we need her at 100%. We really, really do. And but these kids are going to step up to the challenge. I just want to see them play with as much energy and as much passion as they can for 40 minutes.
Lindsey Wilson got them tonight, 4th in the nation, shooting from the field at 46%.
Right.
How are you going to defend them?
That's a great question. And that's been a lot of our problem through this stretch. And some part for a lot of this season, the majority of our problems have been we break down defensively. We're a team that will guard for 10 to 12 seconds, and then after that, there's a hiccup somewhere in our defense. Somebody gets beat off the bounce. We don't rotate and help. If we do help somebody, we don't help the helper. It's just that multiple effort stuff that you have to do on the defensive end if you want to be really good. And it's got to be a concerted effort every single possession. And that's where we've had problems this season for the most part. You could say we go stretches without scoring. We still did that last year, John. As good as that team was, we'd have a stretch every game where we may go 3 or 4 minutes without getting a basket. But the kids played so hard defensively, it didn't really affect us in games that much. So, we've got to do a great job tonight. They're not a big team. They're a really skilled basketball team. They play really hard. And the thing about Lindsey that worries you a little bit, they run really, really good stuff on offense, and they run a lot of stuff. There's a lot of motion. There's a lot of screening. There's a lot of big on little screen, little on big screen, cross screen, down screen, back screen. They run a ton of stuff, and sometimes it's hard to prepare for as much stuff as they're going to throw at you. We're definitely in for a big challenge. Like I said, the biggest thing that I want to see, I just want to see energy and passion for 40 minutes. If we leave everything on the floor, we can be happy with the result.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck tonight.
All right, John.
And a great opportunity to hear what Coach Lewis had to say about tonight's matchup. And I'll tell you, John, it's been difficult. If there's ever a great coaching job to have this Cumberland team at 3-3 in the Mid-South Conference after hitting the road for 4 very tough road games, he's done a whale of a job coaching this Cumberland team, as has Lonnie. They've had some tough breaks. Lonnie's got more depth. It's almost the direct opposite of last year. At this time, Lonnie was struggling with numbers, and Coach Lewis had full roster. Complete opposite this year. It's crazy.
Every coach will tell you to have a successful season, you have to have a little bit of luck with the injuries, and so far the Cumberland women haven't had that.
I tell you, this is going to be fun tonight. Let's send it back to Preston. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, and we'll come back. John will give you starting lineups, and we've got Mid-South Conference basketball just ahead, right here at your home for Cumberland University Athletics, WANT FM 98.9 and WCOR AM 1490.
To the football game for some tailgating? Better pack your cooler with Jersey Mike's subs, because nothing tackles your appetite like Jersey Mike's. Quality meats and cheeses sliced right in front of you and piled high on fresh baked bread. You'll taste the difference with authentic Jersey subs made Mike's way. Order in advance online or via fax, and we'll have the subs ready to go when you arrive, along with chips and soda. Visit Jersey Mike's in Lebanon, 1315 West Main Street, or for your nearest Jersey Mike's location, go to jerseymikes.com. Off to the football game for some tailgating? Better pack your with Jersey.
When it comes to insurance, ask THW. The THW insurance team has over 100 years of combined insurance experience. They'll do whatever it takes to find you the right coverage at the right price. Whether you need home, auto, life, long-term care, business, or employer insurance, don't just get insurance, get a friend at THW Insurance Services, 702 Cadet Court in Lebanon, or call 443-3849. For an online quote, visit thwinsurance.com. When it comes to insurance, ask THW.
The Chick-fil-A update. The BCC, the Bovine Communications Committee, has banned the use of the word beef on commercial airwaves. Cows call it the B word, ends in F, 2 E's in the middle. Phrases like, where's the beef, are now punishable with random electric cattle prodding. Should you ever say beef or crave beef, head to Chick-fil-A. Then think good thoughts and eat good things, like the original chicken sandwich, a tender, juicy breast of chicken placed on a hot buttered bun with 2 crucial pickles. I've got no with that. Chick-fil-A. We didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich.
706 South Cumberland Street, Lebanon.
You know Coca-Cola has a secret formula full of secret ingredients? So if you've got a giant sandwich, secret ingredient number 25, Food Amazer, kicks in.
Wow, plus yum. Whum!
When you grab a Coke on the go, it's secret ingredient number 55, Trip Zipper. Having fun with friends, secret ingredient number 73, Hang Outerator.
Dude, bro, guy.
But what's really great is how they work together. Like if you're with friends.
Dude, bro, guy.
Eating sandwiches.
Whum!
On a speeding train. That secret formula has it all. Coca-Cola. Open happiness. Did you know Coca-Cola has a secret...
confines of Dallas Floyd Recreation Center, John. There's no coal in this building, but there's a lot of players. There's going to be 10 to start out. I think, is it 5 aside?
5 aside.
Can you tell us which 5?
We're going to start with Lindsey Wilson, the Blue Raiders, coming into the ball game at 14-4 overall and 4-2 inside the Mid-South Conference. A 5'8" freshman forward, Chanel Roberts, a 5'10" senior guard, Tara Arnold, a 5'8" freshman guard, Cassidy Martin, a 5'8" freshman guard, Kayla Richardson, and a 5'9" sophomore guard out of Lebanon, Kentucky, Bree Elder. Was unaware there was a Lebanon in Kentucky. Now for your home team, the Cumberland University Bulldogs, coming in at 7-7 overall and 3-3 inside of the Mid-South. A 5'2" junior guard out of Jackson, Tennessee, Tasia Blue, making her first start in her young Bulldog career. 5'10" freshman forward out of Lafayette, Tennessee, Tara Pryor. 5'4" senior guard out of Seymour, Tennessee, Casey Cowan. 6'1" sophomore forward out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, Katie Smith, and a 5'8" senior guard out of Anniston, Alabama, Takoya Allen. Marv, going to be really interesting not only to watch the rotation, or the substitution, I should say, but the play of Takoya Allen tonight. She's going to be moved down to the 4. She's going to be a power forward. Probably won't be handling the ball as much. Might not have as many opportunities to shoot the 3 ball. Second best on the team in that category. But the upside, as you heard Coach say right there, they should be much faster with 4 guards on the court than they are in their normal set.
Well, Cumberland moving left to right on your dial. Dressed in their home white, trimmed in cardinal. Lindsey Wilson, the Lady Raiders, in their road blue, trimmed in white. And the tip controlled by the Raiders, and we're underway. Thursday night Mid-South Conference action right here on FM 98.9. Cumberland starting out in a 2-3 matchup zone as they work around the perimeter for Lindsey Wilson. Skip pass, far corner, wide open 3, off the mark by Richardson, and rebound taken away by Katie Smith. So 1 and done. That's going to be a huge key for Cumberland tonight. Here comes Tasia Blue on the attack, off the glass and good. So Tasia Blue took it right down. Nobody stopped the ball, and Bulldogs up 2-0.
Boy, you talked about that one off air. If Tasia Blue can get going, it makes this team very, very tough.
Oh, she's going to have to crank it up. Got to. They've got to have that third perimeter score, and it's going to be Tasia Blue or Pryor. One of the two. They'll have to hit some long, deep shots. Back on the attack, Elder swings it all the way across to Martin for 3. Off the mark, no good, and Katie Smith battles 2 Lady Raiders for it and enables Cowan to run it down. Up ahead to Allen. Allen in a hurry the other way. Lost the handle, though. Kicked it back to Blue, and they'll set it up. Phew, that made me nervous. Wow.
Fumbling, bumbling there a little bit, aren't they?
That was a bit chaotic. 18-48 and counting. Cumberland up 2-0. Back on the attack, Blue left wing to Cowan. Lindsey Wilson starting out. Looks like a bit of a boxing 1. I think they're actually concentrating on Takoya Allen. Blue will step back for a 3. That one no good, and nothing but Raiders on the glass. Here come the Lady Raiders back the other way. Elder in the open court, almost double dribbled, kicks it back out to Roberts. Skip past far side. Elder doesn't take the three, pulls up from 12. No good, and there's Tara Pryor with the rebound. So Lindsey Wilson ice cold in the early going as they fallen behind 2-zip. Cumberland back on the attack. Cowan skip pass across to Pryor, looking inside for Katie Smith. Full 2-3 matchup now by the Lady Raiders. Blue working out front, guarded closely by Richardson at the front of that 2-3. Blue top of the key, shake and bake off the Katie Smith screen, and they're going to call a reach-in foul, and I believe they're going to get it on Richardson.
I believe you're right, and that's something as well to keep your eye on is the fouls in this ball game. That's going to be even more of a factor for the Bulldogs if they want to be competitive in this game.
Well, Renika Rome, the 6'3 junior post player, will check in, and out of the ball game goes Roberts. So Lindsey Wilson with the first sub of the ball game with 17:56 to go, and Cumberland up 2-zip. Dumped down to Katie Smith, and she got it to go. Great job of throwing over the front defense that time. Katie Smith wide open down low. The lob pass makes it 4-zip with just over 2:15 gone by in the game. Here comes Martin, left side to Richardson, and Cumberland sticks to that matchup 2-3. They've got Cowan in blue outside, Smith in the middle, Pryor on the left wing, and Allen on the right wing. Lindsey content to run it around the three-point line. Left side, they'll swing it to Richardson. Spin and move down the lane into the land of the Giants and swatted away, but saved back in, and just at the sound of the shot clock, didn't touch iron, so the turnover, shot clock violation. Cumberland takes it over with 17:17 to go.
Something you got to be happy about if you're Coach Lewis, the fourth best shooting team in the nation, coming in shooting at 47% as a ball team. Right now, 0 for 4 from the field.
And Cumberland red hot at 66%. Of course, that's only 2 out of 3. We'll take it. Cowan open for 3, right wing, off the iron, no good. Battle for the rebound, knocked around, taken out of there by Elder. Here comes Lindsey Wilson. Elder all the way down from the right elbow, rolls it around, can't get it to go. No over the back call, and swiped away by Arnold. Now Allen returns the favor. Wow, that's hand-to-hand right there. So Tasia Blue will take control and walk it across the line. 16:42 and counting to go here in the first half. Lindsey Wilson yet to score. Cumberland with 4 on the board. Blue across to Allen. Allen fakes the 3. Isolation, drives to the basket off the glass. Draws the foul but can't get it to fall. So Takoya Allen will draw the second Lindsey Wilson foul. And with 16:34 to go, that'll be the first on Arnold, the second on the Blue Raiders, and will send Takoya Allen to the line to shoot a pair.
Takoya Allen on the season, 71%. One of the better free throw shooters on this team, 43 out of 60 coming into the ball game.
Allen first toss up and rolls it home, and that's a shooter's roll. She's got such a sweet stroke. And as you said, Allen on the season, almost 72%. She's been there more than any other Bulldog. That's her 61st on the season. Allen eyes the mark. 16:34 to go. 5-zip Cumberland. Bulldogs with the second free throw here, and Allen off the front of the iron. And Marv missed right on time. 5-zip, Cumberland back on defense, leading by 5. Into the game is Wisner for Lindsey Wilson. She'll take it in the corner. No place to go. That 2-3 zone ferocious. They get it in the middle and look like it could be a travel, but I think she was tripped. This near side official will give us the call. I believe they're going to get Katie Smith.
They do. First on Katie, first on the team, and you're right, and right on cue coming off the bench to relieve Katie Smith.
And Gato Ichiakase checks in.
Going to see some big minutes out of her tonight, I would imagine.
Inbounds underneath to Roberts and got it to go. I don't know how she wormed her way in there, but great position and blocked everybody off in the first points of the game. For Lindsey Wilson, makes it a 3-point game at 5-2. Cowan kick outside to Pryor. She'll take a 3. Scooped around, didn't go, but kept alive by Ngata, and she'll get it back out through Cowan to Tasia Blue. So big time underneath position by Ichiakase. 15:48 and counting. Cumberland 16 on the shot clock as Blue works around. That 2-3. Oh, and bad pass by Blue. Threw it right in there to Roberts. Here comes Lindsey Wilson. Richardson in a hurry the other way, and they're going to call a foul as Richardson forced the action right in the middle of the lane.
It's a bad turnover on the other end by Tasia Blue, but just the first for Cumberland. And how often do you see that, Marv? Player has a turnover on one end and comes down and fouls on the other end, kind of a double whammy.
Trying to make up for it.
Yeah.
Second team foul, so team fouls even up at 2 apiece. First on Blue, and with 15.5 to go, Lindsey Wilson back on the attack. Great launch shot. Wisner moved right into the soft spot of that zone and able to get it up and in. So 5-4, Cumberland by 1. Cowan out front to Allen. Allen with a seam, looks back door to Ichivkase, and then Gatto scores. So Ichivkase with 15-11 gets her first points, and the lead back to 3 at 7-4. She might be called on for big minutes. Desperations makes heroes out of the least likely candidates. Running jumper answered back by Elder. They're getting right in the middle of that zone, John. That's tough to stop anybody when you get between that 2 and the 3 in the 2-3 zone. Here's Allen out front to Blue. She'll drive the lane. Another seam. Missed the layup, but she'll draw the foul, and that was a great opportunity for a three-point play. But nonetheless, Tasia Blue will step to the line to shoot a pair of free throws. And, John, she hasn't been there much.
She has not been there much. 75%, 9 out of 12 on the season, and we'll have to wait a minute to see them.
Timeout on the floor. Let's take it with them. 14:45 to go. 7-6. Cumberland by a point. We'll be back in 30.
Wilson County is the place to be and a great place to do business. At Signs Now in Lebanon, we often hear from customers after they have bought items such as business cards, banners, and yard signs from discount sources online. The common complaints are, we really did not save any money, or what I received sure was not what I expected. At Signs Now in Lebanon, we offer design, service, and solutions which just cannot be matched online. Follow us on Facebook to see some of our work or come by 1031A West Main Street today. At Signs Now, we believe a business with no sign is a sign of no business. Wilson County is the place.
Wow, that's great after a travel call. I always like to think of that song, Give Me 3 Steps. That's great call. 14:45 to go. Tasia Blue at the line, and John, points is points. We'll take them.
You're absolutely right, and you're talking about Tasia Blue, a junior, had one of the biggest games, the biggest game of her career 1 week ago today. Looks to have another big one. Hits that one, she'll have another one. Tasia, as we told you before the break, 75% from the line. Only her 13th and 14th attempt here, but some big ones nevertheless.
Tasia Blue, second shot on the way, and rims out. Rebound taken off by Roberts. So neither team really pounding the offensive glass here in the early going. Lindsey Wilson back on the attack. 2-3 again by Cumberland. And they're extending out on the wings, creating some seams. And there's one by Elder. Her pull-up from 13 goes 12. And taken out of there by Takoya Allen. Across the blue, here comes Cumberland. 8-6, Bulldogs by a pair with 14-19 in counting here in the first half. Takoya Allen backs it out on the left wing, out front to Cowan. Catch and shoot 3, in and out, and taken off by Elder. Boy, they've had a couple go almost all the way down and come back out on them. Elder continues to press the action, back out front to Wisner. Kicks on the wing, Richardson for 3, bombs away for Richardson. Kayla Richardson, just a freshman out of Louisville, Kentucky. That one was a no-doubter.
She's one of 5 girls on this team averaging double digits. She averages 13. Impressive. 5 girls in double digits. Nobody averaging more than 14. Shows you how they distribute the ball.
And their 6th player, averaging almost 5 a game, might be their best all-around player as she stuffs the stat sheet night in and night out. Tasia Blue working on the baseline. No place to go. 3 on the shot clock. Pryor for 3. Off the mark, but Ichivkase got hammered going for the ball. No call. Taken out of there by Wisner. Here comes Lindsey Wilson. Up ahead of the pack. Elder pull up from 14 and drained it. They're starting to find the range, John. Elder now 2 out of 5 on the night and give her 4 on the game. And Lindsey Wilson up by 3, 11-8, with 13 minutes to go in this first half.
I believe the 2-3 zone was throwing them off early in the game, but I think they've made some adjustments, and now they're hitting shots.
Boy, a great move by Takoya Allen as she got that little seam, took it to the rack, drew the foul, and a chance to complete an old-fashioned three-point play with 12:56 to go. And I tell you, she can be a scoring monster when she sets her mind to it. Hopefully tonight's one of those nights. Now Tasia Blue will get a breather as Lacey Coulter checks in. So you're 5 on the floor. Casey Cowan, Lacey Coulter, Tara Pryor, and Gatto Ichivkase, and at the line to shoot a bonus free throw would be Takoya Allen. The referee's having a conference at the free throw line for some reason. Not quite sure. That scares me when they all talk together like that. Well, they all went to their own respective corners, John.
We're all on the same page. Allen at the line. She's been there once. 1 for 2. 3 points in the ball game.
And completes it. So just like that, we're back tied at 11. That'll get Katie Smith back in. And Takoya Allen will get a breather. So Coach Lewis probably going to really have to keep an eye on the minutes and keep these girls rotated in. No wholesale substitutions. He'll have to just keep rotating them 1 and 2 at a time with that short bench. Back the other way. Up underneath, it's Roberts. Running jumper won't go. And Katie Smith with the great box out. Over to Coulter. Here comes Cumberland. 12:40 and counting. Tied up at 11. And the Bulldogs back on the attack. And it looks like they're going to go switch to man-to-man this time down. Here's Coulter. Right wing to Pryor. Looking inside for Smith. And they're going to call, is it a foul or 3 seconds?
I think they're getting
Ichiokase for a moving screen.
Absolutely right.
So Ichiokase, good idea. They were setting a back screen for Smith to pop out on the right side of the line. They had the ball reversed to this side, but couldn't get it to her as Ichiokase called for the moving pick. That's Cumberland's third team foul of the half. 12:22 and counting, all tied at 11. Lindsey Wilson walks it across the line. Wisner matched up with Cowan as Cumberland now switches to the man-to-man. It's like it's a mirror. Wow, and there's another long three by Roberts. Good gracious. We talked about what some of these kids were able to do. Lindsey Wilson, just to give you an idea, they're 24th in the country in three-point field goal percentage at 33. And the palming call will give it right back to Lindsey Wilson. But the three-point shooting could be a huge factor for both these teams. John, you and I talked about it. Free throw shooting, field goal percentage, and three-point field goal percentage. Both of these teams in the top 25 in all three of those categories.
Cumberland now 0 for 5 from behind the arc, not shooting the ball well. Inside the arc, however, 44% at 4 for 9. Maybe they need to take a step in and hit some 15-footers.
Or take their time on some of these threes. They look a little rusty. Near steal by Cowan. She's got it. Moving back. Richardson back on defense. Cowan with the left hand. Great little spin move as she set her up for the drive and went back to the left hand. And with 11:32 to go, Cumberland back within a point at 14-13. Cowan's first points of the night.
Boy, you see these sparks of her evolution, and that was one of them right there. Casey Cowan, freshman year, would not make that play. Here she does it as a senior.
2-3 zone again for Cumberland. Katie Smith in the middle. Ichiokase here on the near side. Pryor on the far side. They'll go back out front for a three. That one no good. And Coulter sneaks in. Oh, great crossover out front here on Martin. Coulter takes it all the way down, tries to get it inside. That pass deflected. And Ichiokase manhandled Martin as she was trying to get back down court. So another foul on Ichiokase. I believe that's her second.
She'll be the first Bulldog to pick up multiple fouls. She'll join Roberts for Lindsey Wilson with the only players in the game with more than one.
Well, team fouls now even up at 4 apiece. 11:02 to go here in the first half. Media timeout. Let's take it. Bulldogs trail at 14-13. They'll be on defense when we come back after this 60-second timeout.
Traffic and parking hassles of your weekday commute? Then ride the Music City Star. With stops in Lebanon, Martha, and Mount Juliet, the Music City Star can get you to work in the mornings and home in the afternoons without the stress. The train also has an evening trip on Fridays for those who want to enjoy downtown Nashville's restaurants and entertainment venues. For ticket and schedule information, visit musiccitystar.org or call 862-5950. The Music City Star. There is no traffic on the train. If you are tired of all the traffic and parking hassles of your weekday commute, then ride the Music City Star. With stops in Lebanon, Martha, and Mount Juliet.
The car was disassembled at one point. Wow. It was in a wreck. Flipped me out. He sent me an email with. And welcome back inside Dallas Floyd Recreation Center. Boy, John is so glad to be home. Good to get stat sheets, too. You know, that's always nice when you have some stat sheets to look at.
It always makes our job a little easier, doesn't it?
My stunning stat, Cumberland, 5 out of 10 from the field, but yet to strike from three-point range. They've hit all their twos, just can't hit their threes. Back on defense, out of the timeout, it's Cowan, Coulter, Pryor, Smith, and Allen checks back in. as they go back to that 2-3, and they'll match up. Wide open left side. Elder for three. Missed everything. Rebound Allen. She's got Cowan and Pryor ahead. Up ahead to Cowan. Cowan with the running scoop shot and got it. Great transition that time as they ran the 3-on-2 to perfection. Cowan and Coulter filled the lanes. Then Cowan filled the net, and with 10:27 to go, Bulldogs back out front, 15-14. Boy, that was a beautiful job in the transition game.
Cowan with some English off the glass there. Looked like a billiard player. Spun that ball just right to get it in the hoop.
Richardson out front to Wisner. Wisner at the front of that 2-3, and Cowan with the deflection. Can't get it, though. Wisner gets it back. Down to Richardson. Baseline jumper by Elder is good. Boy, she got right in between the two side players on that 2-3 zone and able to get it to go. And back out front, 16-15. She's got half a dozen.
She leads the team with those 6 points as well.
So a rather low-scoring affair. With 9:48 to go, Cumberland on the short end of a 16-15 score. Backdoor look to Smith. She got whacked, no good. Stayed with it, put it back up and in. So Katie Smith now has 4. She leads a host of Bulldogs at the 4-point mark. Wow, that's good effort. You know, you get frustrated when you get blocked.
You got to stick with it. She does a good job with that every single night.
And didn't panic. Inside they go. Underneath to Roberts. Smith right there forced a tough one, but she got it to go. Wow, what a shot by Chanel Roberts.
7 points in the ball game for Roberts. 3 out of 4 from the field now. Also a three-pointer in there as well. And as you said, Smith played great defense there. Roberts just hit a shot.
And that is fearless at 5'8" to go into the land of the Giants like that. But she's gotten a couple of good baskets like that down low. She leads all scorers with 7. 9:04 to go here in the first half. Quick turnover that time. They tried to feed Smith on a cut, and that's 5 already for the Bulldogs. John, you are a stat master extraordinaire.
Well, I'm telling you, they only had 1 in the first 5 minutes, so they've committed 4 turnovers in the past 6 minutes. I don't know if it's the defense or Cumberland getting a little less focused and sloppy.
Is there a title master of stats?
Jet Thompson owns that one.
No, he's chairman of the board. We'll give you master of stats. Sergeant at stats.
I like that one a little better.
How about that? 8:42 in counting. Bulldogs down by a point. Elder skip pass all the way over here to Elder. That's a long 2. No good. Smith had a hand on it. Elder rebounds. Takes it back inside. Rolls across. Got it on the rim. Can't go. Smith with the rebound. Cumberland in a hurry the other way. Coulter looks across. No place to go. She'll slow it down. 8:23 and counting. 18-17. Bulldogs down by a point. And don't forget, game 2 of our doubleheader. The men will lace it up at about 8 o'clock, so don't go anywhere when this one's done. But we got plenty of time left here. Here's Smith, a little rolling runner. Won't go. Tipped around and finally taken out of there by who else? Elder.
Well, she's just filling it up. 5th rebound of the ballgame to go along with those 6
goodness,
points.
What a rain-making three-pointer by Cassidy Martin. That one was a flyby.
Lindsey Wilson now 3 out of 7 for 43% behind the arc. Cumberland still yet to hit a three-pointer.
Owen Allen's open again. Down low to Smith. Got it to go and drew the foul. Boy, I got to tell you, I thought Takoya Allen drew enough contact to force one call one way or the other, but they didn't, and she got it to Smith. And a chance for Katie Smith to complete an old-fashioned three-point play as Cowan and Coulter will check out. Tasia Blue will check back in. No, Coulter's just getting instructions. Cowan getting a breather. Boy, that was a beautiful play by Smith, John.
You're absolutely right. Collected herself. Takoya Allen doing a great job getting the ball to her. And who better to have at the line trying to complete a three-point play than Katie Smith. 81% free throw shooter on the season. Nailed that one.
Drained it for her 7th point. With 7:39 to go, Cumberland won't go away, down now by just a single point. 7:34. Clock continues to run. 20 seconds for Lindsey Wilson. Lady Raiders running that motion. Out front, they get it across to Arnold. Left wing Richardson drives the baseline, pulls up from 10. Won't go down. Boy, that's 4 or 5 shots we've seen from both teams that are just all the way down and come back out. Cumberland back the other way. Pryor out front to Allen. Straightaway 3. Bam! First one of the night. Break that Trey Jinks. And with 7:08 to go, Cumberland back out front. 7 for Takoya Allen. Her and Katie Smith with the touchdown apiece. 7 minutes to go. Sevens are wild for a moment. Out front, here's Richardson, and they're going to call a moving screen inside. They had interaction in there as Martin and Arnold crisscrossed in the lane, and one of them stuck out a hip in the wrong direction and caught the official's eye. So the 16th foul belongs to Arnold.
It'll be her second personal as well, and as you said, 6. So
well, they've been spread out, haven't they?
They have been, and it keeps. I like that. Keeps the rhythm and the flow to the game. But the final 7 minutes of this ball game, Cumberland will be shooting one-on-one if they get fouled.
So Roberts and Arnold, both Lady Raiders, with 2 fouls here in the first half. 6:42 in counting. Cumberland back on the attack. Coulter, top of the key, feeds it right wing to Allen, looking for Smith. They get it to her. Smith to the basket, off the glass, and good. And Katie Smith is feeling it right now. She's in a zone, and I think Lindsey Wilson better go back to a zone. Since they switched to the man, Katie Smith's been reading them up.
Katie Smith now 4 out of 6 from the field.
Oh, wow, what a defensive effort. How is there not a foul on that call? Where is the foul? My goodness. A body slam on Lacey Coulter underneath the basket by Arnold. But they'll say out of bounds, Lindsey Wilson ball. We didn't even get possession, John. Can't catch a break. Out of the inbounds, they go to Martin. Pull up from 14. Off the side of the iron, no good. And Katie Smith draws a foul that time from Roan. And I got to tell you, that was less contact than the last 2 or 3 active moments before. That's the 7th team foul on Lindsey. So we'll walk to the other end and shoot the 1-and-1.
And again, 81% free throw shooter walking to the other end. As you said, 1-and-1 for Katie Smith. Smith, all 4 of her field goals have been layups within 4 or 5 feet of the basket. Really doing a good job playing within herself, and that's going to open it up maybe for her in the second half as she, if they have to respect her on the inside, hit some of those little 15-footers.
John, points is points. We'll take them any way you can get them, 1 or 2 at a time, 3 at a time, as long as you keep piling them. And Katie Smith's doing that. Hits that first one. She's got double digits at 10, and with 6:16 to go, the lead has grown to 5 by Cumberland. That matches their largest of the first half. Second one in and out, no good, and rebound underneath goes to Roberts. Lindsey Wilson back the other way. Up ahead of the pack they go. Roberts in the baseline, or free throw line, missed a shot, and a jump ball between Katie Smith and Arnold. Bodies go tumbling as Terry Pryor got caught in between. In possession arrow with the Bulldogs, so with 6:05 to go, they'll have the ball in a 5-point lead. Boy, this has been action-packed here. The whistles have been few and far between. They've let them play quite a little bit, kind of much to our dismay at times, but nonetheless, it has been action-packed. No doubt, Tasia Blue back in, works top of the key, gets a pick from Pryor, down low to Smith. Smith in that lane, rolling around, back out to Cowan, fakes the 3, pulls up from 14. Instead, it won't go, and rebound taken off on the backside by Elder. Here come the Raiders. Elder up the wing, all the way into the front court, feeds it back outside. They'll swing it to Roberts. Back across, and Richardson sets it up. Weisner moves on the left wing, back out front. Arnold no place to go. Right side, Elder. Back out front to Roberts. Fakes the 3. Drop step down the lane. Lost the handle. Threw it right to Takoya Allen. She's got Cowan ahead of her. Cowan breaks away. The running layup, and good. Great 2-on-1 that time. She's got a half dozen with 5:10 to go. Cumberland starting to get some effort on the defensive end that's leading to some offense on the other end.
4 of Cowan's points also coming as layups in transition as well, so doing a good job getting down the court with the ball.
Timeout, Lindsey Wilson. Let's leave it right here for a second. 4:58 to go in this first half. 28-21, Bulldogs by 7. John, I'm going to let folks know Cumberland Wrestling has just had some great matches. Actually, they knocked off Montana State Northern, the University of Great Falls, and tomorrow night, a great opportunity to see some high-caliber top 5 NAIA wrestling. Tomorrow night, they'll host Campbellsville. Campbellsville, number 5 in the country. Cumberland, number 8. It's a dual match. Starts at 6 o'clock right here at Dallas Floyd Recreation Center. John, it's free. Just bring yourself.
Just walk in the door to see some great wrestling. The Mad Dogs really getting it done for the Bulldogs this year. Opportunity to beat 3 top 5 teams within 7 days. Coming up tomorrow night. Good.
And not only that, the Cumberland Open will be Saturday at 9. So think about that. 2 great nights of wrestling, a dual match with Campbellsville and the Cumberland Open on Saturday. So
absolutely,
it's a sport, John, not entertainment, right?
That's
but
right.
It's entertaining as a sport. 4:58 to go. This game has been entertaining. 7-point lead for the Bulldogs that they have fought hard to get this thing going. And I'll tell you, John, it's been nip and tuck.
Well, the last 2.5 minutes, Cumberland has outscored Lindsey Wilson 8-0, so they've really done a good job in spurts. But we see them do that all the time. They'll have spurts where they do really well and spurts where they do really bad. They've just got to be able to be more consistent throughout the ball game.
That's a pretty big surge, though. Down by a point to up by 7. That is demoralizing to teams that are short and on the road. Back on offense, Roberts works in the corner and doesn't realize the shot clock's running out. She's down here dribbling, and everybody's trying to tell her, and she's just oblivious.
6th turnover of the ball game for Lindsey Wilson, and that's not what you want if you're head coach Winnington down there in his 25th season for Lindsey Wilson. A shot clock violation coming out of a timeout.
28-21, Cumberland has a 7-point lead in the ball. 4:38 to go before half. Let's take a break. Make it 60. It's Bulldog basketball on FM 98.9 AM 1490.
City Star can get you to work in the mornings and home in the afternoons without the stress. The train also has an evening trip on Fridays for those who want to enjoy downtown Nashville's restaurants and entertainment venues. For ticket and schedule information, visit MusicCityStar.org or call 862-5950. The Music City Star. There is no traffic on the train. If you are tired,
an orthopedic surgeon who trained under James Andrews and at the Cleveland Clinic is the official team physician for Cumberland Athletics. Petty has built his reputation on developing new techniques for shoulder surgery and the treatment of elbow and shoulder injuries in baseball players. Since starting his practice in Middle Tennessee, he has treated athletes at all levels in sports, from professional to Pee Wee football and from the major leagues to the little leagues.
4:38 to go here in this first half, and Cumberland has done pretty much what they've wanted to these last 4 or 5 minutes. They had a rough stretch, but boy, this 8-0 run has featured great defense, great rebounding, and great execution on the offensive end.
Doing a good job in transition. Cumberland as a team, 1 out of 6 behind the three-point line, just 17%. However, altogether, 11 out of 19 for 58%. Shooting the ball much better when they're going to the rim and not settling for jump shots.
Well, my stunning stat of the first half, finally, after starting 0 for 5, 1 for 6. To me, that's stunning. They've only hit 1 3-pointer, but it was a big one, and it has come during this 8-0 run, and I think that really kind of got them sparked. It stretched the defense a little bit for Lindsey. Let's see how that pays off down here on this end, this trip. Allen, Blue, Itchy of Kase, Cowan whistled for 3 seconds. I didn't get that one. Tara Pryor, you're 5 out. 4:26 to go, and Lindsey Wilson will take over on the Cumberland turnover. Turnovers haven't been that bad tonight, John.
6 for each team, and as we said, Cumberland had about a 5-minute stretch where they had 4 of those, so other than that stretch, they've done really well.
Back to the man-to-man for Cumberland. Cowan all over Martin. Martin pulled up, barely drew iron, rebound Pryor. You might get one up over Casey Cowan, but you're not going to blow by her. Tasia Blue out front to Allen. Left wing to Pryor. She'll take the 3. Oh, air ball. Rebound taken off by Wisner. That is tough.
Well, it's early in the shot clock as well.
Sure was.
Like to see him take that down a little farther.
Oh, and Wisner took advantage. Cumberland had their back turned. She got all the way to the baseline and a little easy 4-foot runner off the glass. And it's back to a 5-point game.
First bucket in over 4 minutes for Lindsey Wilson.
And that wasn't really what Lindsey Wilson did so much as what Cumberland did. Tasia Blue gets a blow by. Ooh. Oh, and got it to go. I thought she shot it too strong, but Tasia Blue, her and Allen have made a living down the right side of that lane, getting in the interior of that zone.
Tasia Blue with 5 points in the ball game, really stepping her offense up here in the first half.
Back to 7 goes the lead, and they're going to call Takoya Allen for fighting through a screen. That time Roberts with the Academy Ward flop, but draws the contact from Allen and also draws the foul for Takoya Allen. That's her first, just the 5th on Cumberland, so not yet in the bonus. A fresh 30 as Katie Smith checks in, and Itchy of Kase will go back to the bench. So it's Smith, Pryor, Cowan, Allen, and Blue. You're 5 on the floor to defend this fresh 30 with 3:16 to go. And underneath, haven't seen that in the women's game so far this year. The shot went up by Elder at wedge between the backboard and the goal. Possession arrow with Lindsey Wilson. First one we've seen this year, John.
It is the first one we've seen this year, and kind of ironic. get a ball wedged up there and you don't have anybody on the court that can hop up there and get it. They run and get another ball to get it, but
I was waiting for you to run out there.
I couldn't get it either. It'd be a jump ball, so possession error will keep it with Lindsey.
3:12 on the game clock. 30 for Lindsey Wilson. Inbounds comes. They move it to Wisner. Wisner driving on Blue. Pull up from 10. Rolled it home. That was a tough shot. She created space with the forearm, but no call on the contact. And Tasia Blue had to just give it up. Here's Cowan. She'll stop and pop for 3. Rolls around, won't go. Smith tipped it out, but to nobody.
That's 2 possessions in a row shooting the ball with more than 25 seconds left on the shot clock. That 8-0 run might end up be all for nothing. Might be a tie ball game here if we keep this going.
30-25, 2:46 and counting. Wow, wide open at the top of the key. As Robertson, she missed the jumper. Rebound Smith. So 1 and done for Lindsey. Tasia Blue outlet pass up ahead of the pack. But fading back there was Wisner, so it'll stay with Cumberland. Quarter court near side with 25 on the shot clock. And the Bulldogs need some points, John.
Well, you're not kidding. They've only scored 1 basket over the past 2.5 minutes after going on that 8-0 run. Again, quick shots, early shots in the shot clock. Like to see them run through some offense. Get it back down inside to Katie Smith if you can.
Blue to Cowan, back to Blue. 2-3 zone this time, and it looks more like a 2-1-2 almost. As setting up in the middle is Arnold. You don't see that too often. Here's Allen, drives the baseline. They're going to call a foul in the middle as Katie Smith trying to roll through the lane, and somebody threw a forearm shiver on her.
I think that's going to be on Elder. That'll be just her first, but we'll send Takoya Allen to the line for a 1-and-1.
Wow, I thought they fouled Katie Smith, but I'll take Takoya Allen as well. 2:16 to go, and a chance for Allen to add to that 7-point total. Bulldogs up by 5. And Allen will shoot the first, and she'll earn the bonus. So the 1-and-1 in play for one more foul for Cumberland. 5 team fouls on the Bulldogs, so Lindsey not yet to the free throw line. And that's a good job. When you're running a short bench, 5 team fouls with 2 minutes to go is ideal number.
Also nice to be on the line a little bit to give those girls a breather during the game. Allen hits her second. She's now 4 out of 5 from the free throw line.
Great point. Takoya Allen, when I played, I used to love free throws.
Oh,
you could bend over and rest.
Sometimes before you even get to the free throw line.
Yeah. Wow, that was from downtown. That one is no good. Long 3 by Arnold. Rebound comes to Cowan. Here come the Bulldogs back on the attack. Down low to Smith. She got whacked. No call. Tried to throw it across and bounced off a Lindsey player. 2-minute warning. There it is. 1:55. Cumberland up by 7. And they'll have a chance to pad this lead as they'll inbounds just to the left underneath their own basket. Your 5 on the floor for Cumberland for the inbounds play. Katie Smith, Takoya Allen, Casey Cowan, Tara Pryor, and set to inbounds will be Tasia Blue. And back into the game comes the big girl Roan. Out front they go to Allen, fakes the 3. She'll step back and take it, and that one way off the mark. Pryor saved it in, but unfortunately right to Elder. Elder works it herself all the way into the front court. Cut off by Blue. Crossover. Pull up from 8. That one short. Got it. Followed it. And scored it. Wow. Elder, everything on that position. The rebound. Took it down herself. Shot. Missed. Rebounded and put it back.
First, second chance points for Lindsey Wilson in this game. Cumberland's done a good job on the rebounds.
Allen out front to Blue, drop step, almost traveled, gets it across to Cowan. Pryor sets a pick for her. Wisner pushes Pryor in the back. Oh, great backdoor look. That is about as beautiful as you can get. Threaded the needle. Casey Cowan the assist, Allen the basket, and the lead back to 7 with 1:10 to go in this first half. That was phenomenal.
Well, you're not kidding. That was a pretty anticipation pass by Casey Cowan.
Here comes Wisner with that jump step, no good, and Katie Smith there with the rebound. Outlet to Blue. Here comes Cumberland up by 7. 54 seconds to go. Pryor works her way to the right elbow. Skip pass to Allen. She'll back it out. 18 on the shot clock, 46 left in the half, and Tasia Blue will take it between the rings and set it up. And I believe it's man-to-man or a 2-3 matchup. I'm not sure. Here's Allen. Oh, blows by Wisner. Got the basket and the foul. And Takoya Allen has abused every defender that's gotten in her way on the right side of that lane.
13 points now in the ball game for Allen, going back to the line. She's already gone 4 for 5 here in the first half. She is at her best, Marv, when she's attacking the rim. When she squares up, ball fakes, and makes a move is when she's at her best.
So Takoya Allen with the baker's dozen, looking for 14 here as she can cap off an old-fashioned three-pointer. Lacey Coulter replaces Tasia Blue, and Allen nails the free throw. So the lead, the largest of the night, double digits for the first time for Cumberland with 33.8 to go. And here's full court pressure. No outlet pass. Elder will take it herself. Up ahead they go to Wisner. Wisner across the lane, kick on the wing, fake the three. Pull up from 8, and Katie Smith said, take that shot out of here. Loose ball picked up and put up for 2 by Arnold. Wow, Johnny on the spot that time as Tara Arnold, right place, right time.
Fortunate basket for the Blue Raiders, but got to credit their intensity sticking with it.
5 seconds. 4. There's Allen. Allen down the lane. Scoop shot. Oh, and it won't go, and that's how we'll end the first half. Wow. A heartbreaker off the rim to end the first half, but what a performance by the Bulldogs here in the first half. They had some rough stretches, but Coach Lewis out to midcourt to high-five every girl coming off the floor. That's it. Put the first half in the books. It wasn't beautiful, but it was pretty. 37-29, Bulldogs up by 8. I do want to remind you folks, if you want to watch the video feed from tonight, it's really easy to do. Hit the web and go to www.gocumberlandathletics.com. That's gocumberlandathletics.com. They've got all the expanded info you need, the graphics, the rosters, the schedules, all the program details, all the recent news. You can catch up on all the wrestling information. More importantly, you can watch tonight's live feed by video. You can also keep up with the stats. You can do it all on your website that does it all, gocumberlandathletics.com. At the half, 37-29, Cumberland by 8. We'll do a stat wrap after this short 2-minute timeout.
The physicians and staff at Family Medical Associates in Pediatrics have families too. They're aware patients require care not only from 9 to 5 and maintain flexible hours to meet your needs, coupled with walk-in appointment times. Family Medical Associates in Pediatrics is committed to providing excellent health care to you and your family. Located at 1407 Baddour Parkway in Lebanon, call 444-6203 or visit FamilyMedicalDocs.com. Family Medical Associates.
And a great place to do business. At Signs Now in Lebanon, we often hear from customers after they have bought items such as business cards, banners, and yard signs from discount sources online. The common complaints are, we really did not save any money, or what I received sure was not what I expected. At Signs Now in Lebanon, we offer design, service, and solutions which just cannot be matched online. Follow us on Facebook to see some of our work, or come by 1031A West Main Street today. At Signs Now, we believe a business with no sign is a sign of no business. Wilson County is the place
secret ingredients? So if you've got a giant sandwich, secret ingredient number 25, Food Amazer, kicks in.
Wow, plus yum. Wham!
When you grab a Coke on the go, it's secret ingredient number 55, Trip Zipper. Having fun with friends, secret ingredient number 73, Hang Outerator.
Dude, bro, guy.
But what's really great is how they work together. Like if you're with friends,
dude, bro, guy.
Eating sandwiches,
Wham!
On a speeding train, that secret formula has it all. Coca-Cola. Open happiness. Did you know Coca-Cola has a secret...
The Chick-fil-A update. The BCC, the Bovine Communications Committee, has banned the use of the word beef on commercial airwaves. Cows call it the B word, ends in F, 2 E's in the middle. Phrases like, where's the beef, are now punishable with random electric cattle prodding. Should you ever say beef or crave beef, head to Chick-fil-A. Then think good thoughts and eat good things, like the original chicken sandwich, a tender, juicy breast of chicken placed on a hot buttered bun with 2 crucial pickles. I've got no with that. Chick-fil-A. We didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich.
706 South Cumberland Street, Lebanon.
The THW Insurance Team has over 100 years of combined insurance experience. They'll do whatever it takes to find you the right coverage at the right price. Whether you need...
And John, they have this thing called stats, and I think you've got it covered.
Oh, I do.
Well, you're the master of stats.
Let's do it. We're going to start with Lindsey Wilson. Both teams have played very well. It's been a very entertaining game so far. It's been a clean basketball game so far. Leading all players for Lindsey Wilson, Bree Elder has 8 points on 4 out of 12 from the field. Bree also with 8 rebounds in the ball game. Chanel Roberts with 7 points in the ball game. She's 3 out of 6 from the field, also a 3-pointer in there. 6 points in the ball game for Keisha Wisner, 3 out of 4 from the field for her 6 points. And 3 points in the ball game for Cassidy Martin and Kayla Richardson, and Tara Arnold also with 2 points in the ball game. Now for Cumberland, Katie Smith, Takoya Allen leading all scorers in the game. She has 14 points here at the half. She has done it efficiently, 4 out of 6 from the field, including 1 out of 2 from behind the arc. Also stepping to the free throw line, going 5 out of 6. Takoya Allen also 4 assists, 2 steals, 0 turnovers in 18 minutes of play. Takoya Allen has played phenomenal. Katie Smith also evening out that play. She has 10 points and 8 rebounds. She has scored on 4 out of 6 from the field, also stepping the line, going 2 out of 3. Nobody else in double digits, but Casey Cowan has played much better in this ball game. Casey with 6 points and 3 rebounds, 3 out of 7 from the field. She is 0 for 3 from behind the arc, but has gotten some really, really nice transition baskets. Cowan also 2 assists, 1 steal, and just 1 turnover in 19 minutes of play in the first half. 5 points in the ball game for Tasia Blue, the starting point guard, 2 out of 3 from the field, also 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. And Ngato Ichivakase with 2 points and on 1 out of 1 from the field. Gatto, not normally a big factor on this team, just a freshman, stepping up tonight and playing some big minutes. 9 minutes there in the first half for her. Tara Pryor did not score in the first half. However, she did have 2 assists and 0 turnovers. Tara actually played more than anybody else in the ball game for the Bulldogs. Every single second she played in that game, did not commit any turnovers in those 2 assists. 0 for 3 from the field, all of those behind the arc. However, happy to see her with no turnovers, a freshman in her first start tonight. As a team, Cumberland has shot the ball very well, 14 out of 26 from the field. That's 54%. The 4th best shooting team in the country, Lindsey Wilson, at 39%, 13 out of 33. However, big difference behind the arc. Cumberland just 1 out of 9 for 11%. Lindsey 3 out of 8 for 38%. Cumberland as a team 8 out of 11 from the free throw line for 73%. Lindsey Wilson has not been to the free throw line, so that is a big reason why Cumberland has this 37-29 lead here at the half. Turnovers both knotted up at 6 apiece. Rebounds just about even, 17-18, slight edge for Lindsey Wilson. Points in the paint actually favoring Cumberland with the absence of CJ. Thought maybe that would be the other way around, but Cumberland winning the battle in the paint 20-12, so doing a good job there. They've got a lot of those in transition, and Katie Smith, of course, with those 10 points, all hers coming in the paint, and Takoya Allen getting a lot of hers in the paint as well, as she is able to utilize her speed against her defender, matched up against more than likely a post player, with her starting in the 4 spot tonight. The lead has changed 6 times. It's only been scored once, and at the half, your Bulldogs lead Lindsey Wilson 37-29. We'll take a quick 60-second timeout. We'll come back. We'll catch up with head coach Lonnie Thompson and get his thoughts on the men's game in the second half of our doubleheader. You're listening to Bulldog Basketball on your home for Wilson County Sports, WANT FM 98.9. We'll be right back in 60 seconds.
We can talk back and forth during breaks now here at home. We're not plugged in like we were.
Am I turned on? It's in and out.
Is it? Oh, I moved it.
Okay.
I keep it on the floor because I don't have a lid for it. I'm afraid a ball's going to come over here and knock it over.
If you want to ride with me next Wednesday, I'll be leaving here about 2:30.
I'll see what time she gets off. If I get my car out of the shop. Man, I've had so much stuff. Oh, man, Lonnie. I thought I got a steal on that caddy. I know why I got it so cheap now.
Hey, I don't want to. I feel like I'm going. Did you do something?
Are you dyslexic?
No. It seemed like it's going in and out.
It probably is. Try to straighten that wire that goes up. Is that helping?
Come on, man. We're on ESPN. Why are we having
And welcome back inside Dallas Ford Recreation Center. We're at the half of game number 1, and it has been a doozy. If you're a Cumberland fan, it was a seesaw affair there for a while, but got the defensive priority straight, put together a nice 8-0 run, and that's where we sit, 37-29. But I tell you, folks, when this one's over, Another good one lined up on tap. We're joined now by head coach Lonnie Thompson of the men's version of the Bulldogs team. And Lonnie, after all we've been through, we looked at the standings today, right in the middle of the pack, 3-3. You guys still with a chance to make some noise and getting home. Good chance to get on a roll.
Marv, we're at home these next 3 games. We got to take one at a time, but tonight will be a big win. Get us at 4-3. We take a week off before we play again. Then you got the defending national champion coming in here.
You know, we were talking about that before we went on there tonight. You go from playing Pikeville, then you come back home and you think, wow, we'll get a little bit of a breather. And then the defending national champs here inside Dallas Floyd. What can you take from that film Saturday? That was a rough and tumble game with Pikeville. But in retrospect, you know, really good game. Number 1 team in the country at their place. You guys played with them shot for shot there for the longest time.
I just hope that my team come out tonight with that attitude that we had against Pikeville. If we have that attitude, the X and O stuff will fall in place, but that attitude's got to come from the players. The coaches can't give them that. If they come out with that attitude they had on Saturday afternoon, I think we'll be in great shape tonight.
Well, Lonnie, we talked about it. You don't know what you're going to get night in, night out sometimes when you have young kids at this level. We talked about the 10 in a row, what the streak was like. Then you had a little bit of adversity, but you snapped that streak. Now you got a chance to start another one here at home. How important are these home games? Because you just, you know, it's so hard to get one on the road. You lose one here at your house, and it's tough.
It's tough. No, we go back to those 2 that we lost, St. Catherine and Campbellsville. If we just get one of those games, like the Campbellsville game I thought we had, we'd be sitting in 2nd place right now. Be tied for 2nd place instead of 5th place.
Well, let's talk about this rotation because you are so deep, man. We at Pikeville, there were times when I couldn't tell which 5 were playing best. I know it's tough for you, but when you get to breaking down the film and stuff, are you starting to get a good feel for what your best units are? Or are you still kind of like we are? We can't figure it out.
I'm still like you guys are because I can play 10, 12 guys a night. And the group that's playing well, I stick with that group. I thought that really helped me against Pikeville because every time they looked around and had 2 new guys in the game, we tried to push the ball and get up the court and wear them out. And my thing is, like I said, we can get the team, if I can get the team tonight to play with that attitude that we had on Saturday night, we're going to be fine tonight.
Well, we've talked about how important it is to have big guys in the middle, but it seems like your depth, your real depth, and probably your highest skill set is in your backcourt. Boy, you have got some guys that can flat out get it done in your backcourt.
We're going to lose one tonight. You know, KJ, when he took that fall at Pikeville, he had a slight concussion, so he won't be with us tonight. That's going to take a lot away from us tonight, but he's probably one of my better defenders.
Well, you're psychic. I was going to ask you how he's doing because we did kind of have to leave the air without a whole lot of info. What's the latest word on him? What's the time frame?
Well, he just had a slight concussion in that new rule. You know, they got to sit out for 10 days. He took a test on Monday, and he was slow about answering the questions, so to be on the safe side, he had to sit out for 10 days.
So we won't see him till deep in the next week?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that is kind of a tough loss. Well, let's talk about Hickerson and Wilkerson because I noticed they kind of started getting a flare when they were on the court at the same time against Pikeville. They started getting a little rhythm. And Wilkerson really showed me a lot the first half of that game.
He played well the first half. I never got Marquell Hickerson in the flow that night. You know, when he scored well, we usually win the game. And I never know they done a lot to keep him from scoring. They had the 6'8" guy guarding him. This guy probably 5 years older than Marquell. I think he kind of got in his head throughout the game.
Well, we're joined now by head coach Lonnie Thompson. His Bulldogs will take the court at about 8 o'clock, so you guys stick around there for this women's game. Well, let's cut to the chase on this Lindsey Wilson squad. What do we got to do tonight to come out of here with a big win?
Keep them off the offensive board. You know, they kind of banged up right now. Guys are hurt, but we can't let them get second and third shots. Make them beat us off the first shot.
Well, I tell you, Lonnie, this team of yours is so exciting to watch. When they are hot, they are on fire. Hopefully tonight we'll get a chance to see the blazing version of the Bulldogs.
We need it tonight, bad.
Lonnie, I appreciate it. Tell Darius we said hi, by the way, down in Big Orange Country. Head coach Lonnie Thompson, it ought to be a doozy, folks. Don't go anywhere when this one's over. We'll have game 2 of the doubleheader, the Lindsey Wilson Blue Raiders and the Bulldogs. That one off to be a doozy. Let's send it back to Preston. We'll take a 60-second timeout, and we'll come back and get you ready for second half action. 37-29, Cumberland up by 8. We'll be back in a minute.
All the traffic and parking hassles of your weekday commute. Then ride the Music City Star. With stops in Lebanon, Martha, and Mount Juliet, the Music City Star can get you to work in the mornings and home in the afternoons without the stress. The train also has an evening trip on Fridays for those who want to enjoy downtown Nashville's restaurants and entertainment venues. For ticket and schedule information, visit musiccitystar.org or call 862-5950. The Music City Star. There is no traffic on the train.
If you needs, call on Dr. Damon Petty at Petty Orthopedics. For more information, check out his website at pettyortho.com. That's pettyortho.com. Dr. Damon Petty, a locally renowned orthopedic surgeon who trained under James Andrews and at the Cleveland Clinic, is the official team physician for Cumberland Athletics. Petty has built his reputation on developing new techniques for shoulder surgery and the treatment of elbow and shoulder injuries in baseball players. Since starting his practice in Middle Tennessee, he has treated athletes at all levels in sports, from professional to Pee Wee football and from the major leagues to the little leagues. For all of your orthopedic needs, call on Dr. Damon Petty at Petty Orthopedics. For more information, check out his website at pettyortho.com. That's pettyortho.com.
Blue Raider team.
I think they've got to just kind of continue to do what they're doing. 8 assists on 14 made field goals, just 6 turnovers. Keep attacking the rim. That's when they're at their best. In transition, going to the rim. Takoya Allen facing up and taking her girl off the dribble. Katie Smith doing what she's best at, and that's being around the basket, using the angles, using head fakes to score the ball. And on the other end, you got to think they got to continue to switch it up. 2-3 sometimes, a little full court here and there. Back to man. Keep Lindsey Wilson confused. They're so good on the offensive end. They're so efficient. You've got to kind of keep them guessing so that they're constantly having to change their offensive sets.
Well, my stunning stat of that first half, 0 free throw attempts for Lindsey Wilson.
That helps, doesn't it?
Oh, my goodness. That not only tells you that Cumberland didn't have many fouls, that tells you take away one of their major avenues of scoring. And we talked about what a great shooting team Lindsey Wilson is. Folks, I got to tell you, they get to the line an awful lot. They're 5th in the nation, 74% a game. Unbelievable to keep them to a goose egg in the first half. Back underway, your 5 on the floor, your original 5 for Cumberland. Working around for a 3 for Blue, bounces off, no good, and taken off out of there by Lindsey Wilson. Raiders on the attack. Left wing, long 3 off the mark in there by Richardson. Rebound taken out by Blue. Outlet pass to Cowan. Cowan matched with Elder. Couldn't get it to go. Elder got a finger on it. Taken out with the left hand by Arnold. She'll stop and hand it off. So no harm, no foul for either team as they both get an early look. Elder finally gets it out front to Richardson. Richardson in the front of that 2-3 zone. Blue and Cowan out front of it. Katie Smith in the backside of that 3 in the middle. Pryor on the right wing. Allen on the left wing. There's a baseline drive. Threw it back out to nobody in particular but Tasia Blue. Blue looking for Allen. Has Smith trailing. Finally gets it to her. Smith pull up from 8 on the baseline and drained it.
We said it in the first half. That would open up her mid-range game if she success she had in the first half down low.
And that barely tickled the twine. 18-47 and counting. Katie Smith has a dozen. And I got to tell you, folks, that is not a picture of tranquility. John Wethington, in his 25th season, will take a quick timeout. John, right out of the gates, 18:46 to go. 39-29, Cumberland by 10. I think the energy's flowing.
I think the energy is flowing. I think they're much more decisive with the basketball, and they are playing quicker. We have seen them out in transition a little bit more. Even their second option on the break right there, that was a little bit of a break, the tail end of the fast break, where we saw Katie Smith hit that jumper before they had that opportunity to get in their defensive stance and their defensive scheme. But Cumberland's done a good job so far, but you got to think Lindsey Wilson's not going to continue to shoot 38% from the field. As we've said, they're a phenomenal shooting team. At some point, they're going to make a run.
And Katie Smith continuing to get good looks. She's 5 for 7 tonight. She's got a dozen, and Cumberland right back in business. Just a minute and 20 in this second half. 2-3 zone continues to work well if they don't extend it too far. Skip pass all the way across. Wide open 3 left wing. That one's short by Martin. Rebound taken out by Cowan. Here comes Cumberland. Cowan across the line. Everybody filters back. Cowan kicks to Blue. Top of the key to Allen. Right wing to Cowan. Cowan across the lane. Hands off to Blue. They've got Allen in the corner. They can't find Pryor. Now they get it to her. She's open for 3. Off the mark, and Takoya Allen got nailed on the forehead. She is down on that rebound attempt. No whistle. Lindsey Wilson playing 5-on-4, and they're actually going to stop everything. It looks like she hammered knees with one of the Lindsey Wilson players, and she is hobbled. There is no doubt about it. Casey Cowan going back to check on her. That's going to get Itchy of Kase back.
Takoya Allen, if she's unable to continue to go, which it looks like this will be something she'll be able to kind of walk off, but not only would you miss the production you're getting out of her because she's having a phenomenal game right now, but just numbers-wise, I mean, we keep talking about it. That would put our rotation down to 6 players if she can't go.
Itchy of Kase back into the ball game. She'll man that right wing. In the middle, they go underneath. Wow, what a move by Roberts as she did the underarm scoop shot, drew the foul, got the basket, and she'll step to the line to try to complete an old-fashioned three-pointer.
Roberts on the season, 63%. As we said in the first half, no free throw attempts for Lindsey Wilson as a team, so this will be their first attempts of the night. Roberts, one of those 5 girls averaging double digits at 11, and wouldn't you know, they miss the 3-point conversion opportunity. Couldn't get it out.
I was trying to help you, and I still couldn't get it to come out. By the way, 9th rebound, so Katie Smith 1 rebound shy of a double-double. Here's Tasia Blue looking for Smith. They're working outside of that 2-1-2, and right in the middle of that zone is Arnold. She's patrolling the middle, and Smith drives right by, pulls up from 10, can't get it to go. Rebound Arnold. Here comes Lindsey. Out of the pack, Richardson across the line. Skip pass on the right side. Swings it to Martin. Down the middle they go, and Elder took a couple steps before she dribbled. John, even I know you can't do that.
8th turnover of the ball game now for Lindsey. 2nd in this half. Cumberland, knock on wood, yet to turn it over in the second half. We're only 3 minutes in, but they've done a good job so far.
So Bree Elder from Lebanon, Kentucky, travels in Lebanon, Tennessee. It was 17-12 to go. Bulldogs still up by 8.
I wonder if she knew there was a Lebanon, Tennessee, because I didn't know there was a Lebanon, Kentucky.
I wonder if she plays her best.
In Lebanon.
Oh, Cowan just off the mark for a long 3. Rebound by Arnold. Here comes Lindsey up ahead of the pack. They'll get it to Wisner. Open is Elder on the right wing. Blue pops out on her. Elder almost traveled again. Wisner did travel. No call. Smith with the block shot taken away by Pryor. And Katie Smith is wearing it out. That's her 2nd block of the night. Here's Cowan out front to Blue. Bulldogs by 8 with 16.5 to go in the ball game. Cumberland works around the top of the key. They got Smith in the middle. Cowan and Pryor on the wings. They find Pryor left side. Top of the key to Tasia Blue. Right wing to Cowan. Back to Blue. She'll back it out. Smith sets a pick. Blue takes a 3. That one no good. Long rebound. Itchy of Kase tried to save it in. Instead threw it up ahead, taken by Arnold. Arnold with a near palm. And get it to somebody that can dribble. My goodness. Penetration to the baseline. Elder pull up from 12. No good. Itchy of Kase gets fouled over the back by Roberts. It should be. And I think they're going to call it on Itchy of Kase. John, I thought Itchy of Kase had a great box out.
Well, it looked like that one could have gone really either way, but that will actually be Itchy of Kase's 3rd personal foul.
Well, she's got 5. Let's use them all. That's what I say.
Might not have the choice. Might not have the option.
There's no rollover in the foul department. Boy, Itchy of Kase could have drawn a charge right there as Roberts ran plumb over her, and the pinball effect will create. You got to be kidding me. Well, that is a late whistle.
Before they can even put the number 3 up next to Itchy of Kase's name, they got to put the 4th one up, and now they call that one. I'm with you, Marv.
Wow, that was a late whistle.
I actually thought they blew the whistle because the Lindsey Wilson player looked like she was injured. I thought they were the official timeout to get her out of the game, but
Boy, Ngado has used all of her fouls. That's her fourth, and with 15:55 to go, Takoya Allen, no choice but to check back in as they'll man-to-man the out-of-bounds. Fresh 30, third team foul on Cumberland to start this second half. Lindsey Wilson yet to be whistled with an infraction. 15:50 and counting. Bulldogs by 8, 39-31. Here's Elder, pull up from 13 and drained it, and she has gotten hot as of late.
10 points now in the ball game. Also 9 rebounds. Elder, really the straw that stirs the drink for Lindsey Wilson tonight.
Blue works it right wing to count. Ball screen for Smith. Out to Allen. Left wing, they'll go to Tasia Blue. Their offense running outside the three-point line for the most part. Allen will take a deep three right side. Bang! Allen pulls the trigger, and just like that, it's back to 9. And I tell you, John, she is wearing it out. 17. Boy, you're good with those fingers. 15, 21, TWSS. 15, 21, 42, 33. Cumberland by 9. Timeout. Let's take it with them. Bulldogs lead it. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Because nothing tackles your appetite like Jersey Mike's. Quality meats and cheeses sliced right in front of you and piled high on fresh baked bread. You'll taste the difference with authentic Jersey subs made Mike's way. Order in advance online or via fax, and we'll have the subs ready to go when you arrive, along with chips and soda. Visit Jersey Mike's in Lebanon, 1315 West Main Street, or for your nearest Jersey Mike's location, go to jerseymikes.com.
The official family medical physicians of Cumberland University. The physicians and staff at Family Medical Associates in Pediatrics have families too. They're aware patients require care not only from 9 to 5 and maintain flexible hours to meet your needs, coupled with walk-in appointment times. Family Medical Associates in Pediatrics is committed to providing excellent health care to you and your family. Located at 1407 Baddour Parkway in Lebanon, call 444-6203 or visit FamilyMedicalDocs.com. Family Medical.
And the golden voice of Preston Martinez running some ads for us and pulling double duty today. What a great job producing tonight's broadcast. They have had a doozy here. 15-21, Cumberland by 9. Bulldogs trying to hold off a hard-charging Lady Raiders team. The 5-second call. That was great defense by Pryor as they wanted to go into Arnold. And when you come out of that corner, John, there's not many angles to throw that in.
Fourth turnover of the half for Lindsey Wilson, and that one a bad one, is now Cumberland inbounding underneath their own basket.
Fresh 30 for the Bulldogs. Allen comes out to Cowan, across to Pryor, inside backdoor look underneath. Wow, Takoya Allen just squeezed along that backside, got it to go. She's got 19, and the lead up to double digits again at 44-33, and Katie Smith with a stuff. Pull-up jumper, no good by Arnold. Rebound by Katie Smith. There's her double-double. Back the other way, Cowan pull up and drained it. Boy, she was already headed back down court. She knew that one was down.
We talked about how streaky of a shooter she could be. She kind of had a look in her eye on that one, didn't she?
Here's Elder back the other way. 46-33, Bulldogs by 13 with 14:40 and counting here in the ball game. Elder outside the left side. They'll work it all the way across to Wisner. Wisner tried to go inside, deflected, taken by Allen. 3-on-1. Up ahead, they go to Tasia Blue. Back across to Cowan. One pass too many, but comes back to Pryor, and she got whacked on the arm. No call, but it'll stay with the Bulldogs. That was an action-packed sequence right there. Talk about outmanned. Elder was all alone, and she was fighting off 3 Cumberland players and doing a good job.
Elder's absolutely the go-to girl on this team. She's 1 rebound now shy of a double-double of her own. She's played every minute of this ballgame.
Blue inbounds to Allen, top of the key. 20 on the shot clock. Bulldogs by 13, 46-33. Fast approaching the 14-minute mark. Tasia Blue, Casey Cowan, Tara Pryor, Takoya Allen, and now Katie Smith on the floor. Allen, deep 3 left side. Oh, no good. Knocked out of bounds, and they'll say last touch by Lindsey Wilson, as I don't think Wow, I don't think Elder's too particularly happy with anybody. She collided with Roberts and the ball went out of bounds. She's actually just sitting down in the campfire position in the middle of the lane.
I think
she's wanting to take her ball and go home, John.
Gathering her thoughts there a little bit. How about the effort by Pryor, not able to get that rebound, but able to cause enough confusion to go off the Lindsey Wilson player?
Out of the inbounds, here's Cowan for three. That one no good. Katie Smith with the rebound. Lost the handle, taken out of there by Roberts. Roberts is going to take it herself. Smith got back, but only fouled, and the basket was good. So a great opportunity for Lindsey Wilson, and that's an inevitable third foul on Katie Smith, but it's coming awful late. But fouls extremely off-kilter here in this second half. That's already the fourth team foul on Cumberland. Lindsey Wilson yet to draw a whistle.
Quite the opposite from the first half. Lindsey Wilson not attempting any free throws in the first half. Now with that make, they are 1 of 2.
So with
some 1-and-1s though. Sorry.
Yeah, with 13:50 to go, the lead back down to 10 at 46-36. Boy, that was a timely three-point possession for Lindsey Wilson. Here's Allen in the corner, down low to Smith. Got whacked on the arm by Elder, no call. Coming out of there is Roberts for Lindsey Wilson into the front court. 13.5 left, Cumberland by 10. They got a wide open three look from the left corner and drained it. Martin with the long-range bomb. That's her second of the night on 5 attempts. Give her 6, and with 13:18 to go, the lead trims back down to 7 at 46-39.
Martin, one of those 5 girls averaging double digits.
Boy, a quick 6-0 run has brought this one back within range for Lindsey. Here's Cowan underneath, skip pass out to Allen, fakes the three, drop step drive. And they're going to call a charge over here on this near side with 13:01 to go. Incredibly difficult call to make the official with a better angle than us. Wow.
Good news, only the second on to Koya Allen, our leading scorer in the ball game right now, so she's not in danger of having to leave the ball game. And Katie Smith checks out with those three fouls. Yes, 3 fouls.
5th team foul on Cumberland. 46-39 Bulldogs lead has been shaved down to 7. Elder working hard, kicks across to Richardson to Elder. In the middle, they go to Roberts. Down the lane, runs over. Oh, my goodness, John, do we have a Lindsey Wilson foul?
We're going to get, I believe, Roberts on that one, and a brave gamble by Ngato. That would have been her 5th if it would have been gone the other way, but she was able to stand in there and take the charge.
Gutsy step in by Itchy of Kase. Playing with those 4 fouls, still 12.5 to go. So Cumberland back on the attack, up by 7. First team foul of the second half on Lindsey Wilson. Here's Tasia Blue across to Cowan between the rings. There's that 2-3 matchup again. They've got Allen sitting up outside the 3-point line. 4 different players swing it to Pryor for 3. Man, it just won't go down. But Allen with the putback. Decoya Allen stuck in. She's got 21. And with 12:12 to go, the lead back up to 9 as Cumberland continues to draw blood on the offensive end.
Snaps a 3-minute scoring drought by the Bulldogs.
Boy, they have been so effective in getting open looks tonight. And I don't know what that was except to travel, and I believe it was. Wow. Richardson just, you know how your brain goes one way, the ball another, and your feet neither one? That's what happened. That was a 3-way foot massacre. With 11:58 to go, timeout, let's take it with them. 48-39, Cumberland by 9. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Lindsey already has more turnovers.
Great place to do business. At Signs Now in Lebanon, we often hear from customers after they have bought items such as business cards, banners, and yard signs from discount sources online. The common complaints are, we really did not save any money, or what I received sure was not what I expected. At Signs Now in Lebanon, we offer design, service, and solutions which just cannot be matched online. Follow us on Facebook to see some of our work, or come by 1031A West Main Street today. At Signs Now, we believe a business with no sign is a sign of no business. Wilson.
At Cumberland University's Labrie School of Business and Technology, students learn ethics and social responsibility along with business. They learn how to improve quality of life, not just for themselves, but for everyone. So you can earn a business major, an accounting minor, and get everything you need for a great career. MBAs aim higher at Cumberland University, and they go out into the world on top. Learn more at cumberland.edu.
And to hit that. Ooh, some Van Halen. You go, Preston. To hit that up on GoCumberlandAthletics.com. Get all your wrestling information. I tell you, we're going to have an interview with Todd Allen, the wrestling coach, coming up at halftime of the men's game. So be sure and stick around for that one. Right now, we've got a barn burner here, 48-39, just under 12 minutes to go. Cumberland back on the attack with a lead. Pryor and Allen. And Ichiokase gets whacked down on the baseline, and that will be on Roberts. And John, two quick ones on Lindsey Wilson. Maybe they've discovered the disparity.
Oops. And the first two of this half is we've been talking about, so things starting to even out a little bit.
Allen set the inbounds, finds Cowan in the corner, dribbles around, no place to go, stops and pops, and that one went all the way down and came back out. Rebound Roberts. Cowan's had some heartbreakers tonight as they've almost been on the mark but managed to bounce their way out. Elder will stop and pop from 14. That one no good. And look at Ichiokase take it away from Arnold. Up ahead to Cowan. Here comes Cumberland. Ichiokase with some big minutes tonight, John.
Not a whole lot in the stat line, but her presence has definitely been felt in this ball game. Just 2 points, and that was her second rebound, but she's really been a factor.
Boy, her sneakers are tied tight tonight. She has done a great job. Allen in the corner to Pryor. Back out to Allen. Drives the lane, kicks it back to Pryor. Wide open three. Oh, I thought it was finally going to go. And then lost the loose ball to Cowan. Back out to Blue, and they'll set it up. 10-50 and counting. Bulldogs by 9. You think if they could just get on a little bit of a run, they might be able to put them away.
Well, smart that time by Tasia Blue to pull that one out and realize and start utilizing some of this clock with a 9-point lead.
Pryor has it inside to Takoya Allen and just abused Roberts. That was unfair. Takoya Allen, Roberts' socks are on one side, her shoes in the middle, and her uniform's flying off the baseline. That was incredible what Allen did to her.
Roberts playing with 4 fouls might have been a factor.
Roberts back the other way, answers in the lane over Allen, so that one might be a shootout. She's got 14. And with 10-11 to go, back to a 9-point lead, Cumberland on the attack. Tasia Blue, top of the key. Pryor pops out. Now they get it to Allen at the left elbow. Back to Tasia. Right side to Cowan. Pull up three. Bam!
There it is.
Bombs away Casey Cowan. And when that thing is singing, it is sweet.
2 out of 18 from behind the arc. Keep on shooting it. Cumberland now 3 out of 19.
That three-point shot is just sweet to watch swish like that. 9:42. Back the other way comes Elder. Can't get it to go. And Allen with a tough rebound amongst 3 Lindsey players. That creates numbers the other way. Tasia Blue up ahead to Cowan. She'll stop and pop from 12. No good. Long rebound taken out by Roberts. So up and down we go. This was like a hockey game. Roberts running jumper. Got it to go. So Roberts a couple of quick baskets. And Roberts with 16 to lead all Lindsey scores. 9-16 and counting the lead back to 10 at 53-43. Bulldogs trying to put this Lindsey team away. Cowan, right wing to Allen, got Blue in the corner. They've got Ichiokase down there as Coulter and Smith set to check back in. Pryor a long three, still won't go for it. Ichiokase with a great box out and drew another foul. She's been playing with those 4 fouls. And bless her heart, Ichiokase has just barreled her way down through that interior post.
So that's one of those plays I was talking about a moment ago. She won't be credited for the rebound there, but her effort to get in there and get her hands on the basketball is what created the contact and picks up the 3rd foul on Lindsey Wilson in this second half.
8:58 to go. Inbounds comes to Cowan. Fresh 30 for the Bulldogs as Pryor passes in the corner. Long three by Allen, no good. And rebound taken off by Martin. Martin across to Elder. Here come the Lady Raiders. 8:44 and counting. 53-43. Cumberland by 10. Long 3 ball on the way. Wow. Martin drains it. And she has no fear. She catches and shoots with a quickness.
She's 3 out of 6 now from behind the arc.
Well, timeout, Coach Lewis. Let's take it with them. 8.5 to go in the ball game. Cumberland has scratched out a 7-point lead, 53-46. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Almost said that.
The second you graduate college, the question hits you, what do I do now? But at Cumberland University, graduates never have to wonder for long. Take biology students. Since 1990, they've had one of the highest acceptance rates in the allied health field. and Cumberland's new 5-year master teacher option can fast-track future teachers. The people at Cumberland University get you ready for a great career. Learn more at cumberland.edu.
Game for some tailgating? Better pack your cooler with Jersey Mike's subs because nothing tackles your appetite like Jersey Mike's. Quality meats and cheeses sliced right in front of you and piled high on fresh baked bread. You'll taste the difference with authentic Jersey subs made Mike's way. Order in advance online or via fax and we'll have the subs ready to go when you arrive along with chips and soda. Visit Jersey Mike's in Lebanon, 1315 West Main Street, or for your nearest Jersey Mike's location, go to jerseymikes.com.
Stood in there. She's been able to disrupt a lot of the rebounding. She seems to be one of those players, when we haven't got to see her a whole lot, just a freshman, but by far her most playing time tonight in this ball game. She seems to be one of those players that is always just kind of around the ball. You know, she's slapping it out of bounds. She's getting this loose ball. She's getting a rebound. You know, and every team successful team seems to have that player that gets in there and just seems to hover around the ball.
Well, Richardson came into this game averaging almost 13 and a half a game. They've held her 10 under her average. And we talked about what Elder means to this team. She's right at her average, but they have done a good job defensively inside, preventing all the offensive rebounds from Lindsey Wilson. They're up by 7. Cowan for 3. Oh, my goodness. Bombs away, Casey Cowan. That one was dead center. She's got 14.
She's now 2 out of 7 from behind the arc. Has struggled, but hit 2 in a row.
When she cranks it up, gets streaky, boy, she can flat out fill it up. Lindsey Wilson back on the attacks. 10-point lead for the Bulldogs. Cumberland continues to answer back. They won't let Lindsey get it back within more than a couple possessions. Wisner pull up, missed everything, taken out by Coulter. Or Allen, excuse me. Allen up ahead to Cowan. Cowan will back it out. Coulter sets up on the left wing. They got Ichiokase in there and Katie Smith. Allen on the right side. Allen working off a Katie Smith screen. Skip across to Coulter. Fakes the 3. Down to Cowan. Cowan worked her way back towards the top of the key. Pulls up inside the 3-point line and drained it. Got hammered by Roan. No call, but got the basket. She's got 16, and with 7:18 to go, it's the Allen Cowan show.
Boy, the two seniors, that's what you want, kind of taking over the game late.
They are starting to heat up. Elder ball fake, moves inside. One-hand ugly shot. Didn't do anything but shake the backboard, taken out by Allen. Here comes Cumberland. Elder starting to press just a little bit too much here down the stretch. 6:55 and counting. Bulldogs by 12, and they'll take a little time off of that clock. 18 on the shot as they move it to Coulter. Coulter stares into that 2-3 zone. Wisner man on that side. They get it to Allen, drives baseline out to Smith. Pull up from 12. That one rolls off the far side, taken out by Elder. So Lindsey doing a good job on the glass, John.
They have done a good job, and especially in the second half. Total rebounds now slightly in favor, 31-30 of Lindsey Wilson. They've got a lot of those in the second half.
Wisner lost the handle, but it skipped off Katie Smith, who didn't see it coming. That'll get an opportunity for Roberts to check back in, and Richardson as well. That will send the three-point shooting Martin to the bench, and it'll also give Elder a breather. Elder hasn't been out much here in this ball game, but she'll take a seat now. And with 6:26 to go, Cumberland back on defense. High pass comes out to Arnold, top of the key. Back out to Wisner, guarded by Cowan, and Cumberland looks to switch to the man-to-man. Down low. Run and scoop shot, and I don't know how it didn't go down. It hit everything but the bottom of the net as Roberts got inside the defense, but knocked out of bounds. They'll say last touch by Lindsey. That's a good break for Cumberland.
That is a good break, and especially with the time on the clock, you got to feel with 6 minutes to play up 12. You're at that point in the game where you want to not necessarily milk the clock, but you definitely don't want to take quick shots in the shot clock.
You want to maximize that shot clock. Coulter for 3, bombs away, baby. That was 5 steps behind the three-point line. That was a deep 3.
Shows you what we know.
Holy smokes. Lacey said, well, look, there's no time like the present. Wow, what a bomb. Trying to answer back the other way. That shot off by Arnold, taken out by Cowan, so Cumberland's starting to pull away. 5:32 and counting, 61-46, Bulldogs by 15.
Remind everybody, Lindsey Wilson has only lost 4 games this season. They come in 14-4 to this game.
Well, here comes Cowan Working on the right wing, she'll back it out. Coulter sets up. They've got Smith in that middle. And Ichiokase still set up down there on that left corner. I'd like to see her get a chance. Cowan long three. That one missed everything. It'll go out of bounds. Back to Lindsey. Wow, to look so good on the last 3 or 4 and pull that one up as an air ball. I think she's a little tired. Wow.
But they used the entire shot clock.
Absolutely. Timeout. Let's take it with them. 5:08 left to put this one to bed. 61-46. Cumberland on defense and up by 15 when we come back in 60 seconds.
Life, long-term care, business, or employer insurance. Don't just get insurance, get a friend at THW Insurance Services, 702 Cadet Court in Lebanon, or call 443-3849. For an online quote, visit thwinsurance.com. When it comes to insurance, ask THW. The THW Insurance team has over 100 years of combined insurance experience. They'll do whatever it takes to find you the right coverage at the right price. Whether you need home, auto, life, long-term care, business, or employer insurance, don't just get insurance, get a friend at THW Insurance Services, 702 Cadet Court in Lebanon, or call 443-3849. For an online quote, visit thwinsurance.com. When it comes to insurance,
and welcome back to the campus of Cumberland University, where the homestanding Bulldogs hold a 15-point lead. They're on defense now with 5:08 to go, and they'll pick up full court. Out of the timeout, Tasia Blue back in. She'll join Allen, Ichiokase, Lacey Coulter, and Katie Smith, your 5 out for Cumberland. 4:55 and counting. 15-point lead, and that shot missed badly by Wisner. Taken out by Allen across the blue. Here comes Cumberland. Bulldogs looking to stretch this game each possession to the maximum 30 seconds.
Lindsey Wilson now 0 for 5 over their last 5 field goals.
And a lot of that has been outstanding defense. Cumberland just not letting them get it inside. Coulter lines up another 3 off the front of the iron. Rebound, Ichiokase. Back out to blue, so another half minute to take off of this 4:25. Wow, Cumberland has done a great job on running down all the 50-50 balls.
Another great job of Ichiokase keeping that alive. Another 30 seconds we can take off the clock with that rebound.
Tasia Blue isolated out here with Richardson, drives across, kicks it right wing to Coulter. They've got Smith down there. Coulter, this one way out of bounds, too tall for Tasia Blue, and with 4:03 to go, it'll go right back to Lindsey. The only consolation, they ran 23 out of that 30 seconds, that possession.
Only the 3rd turnover of the second half for the Bulldogs.
Done a much better job taking care of the ball, and they've had some opportunities, probably more situations to have turnovers, and didn't do it. Elder, speaking of turnovers, almost did, and did. Threw it back into Coulter up ahead of the pack. Here's Tasia Blue cherry picking and got it to go. And you'll take that basket. You don't want to back that one out. That's an easy 2. The 63-46 Bulldogs starting to stretch it out with 3.5 to go in the ball game. Wisner works out top. Cumberland content to run that 2-3. Elder throws it in the middle. Here comes Arnold. Pull-up jumper in the lane. Still won't go. Lindsey can't buy a basket. Smith with the rebound, and Katie Smith has owned the glass tonight. She's got a dozen to go with her dozen points. A rather Jarnell Stokes-like performance.
Boy, you got it in there, didn't you?
I tried to. I couldn't help it. I told Lottie I would. 63-46 Bulldogs by 17. 3 minutes to go. Smith across. Takoya Allen drives, has that one deflected and taken away. A rare miscue by Allen on the offensive end. Elder, Johnny on the spot, gets it across. Roberts down the lane, her running floater, no good, and Allen runs down the loose ball. Out of the pack, Ichiokase up ahead of it, and Allen will slow it down with 2:40 and counting, and the lead at 17. Boy, Cumberland has salted this thing away. They have weathered the storm, any cliche you want to use, but they've gotten it done on the offensive and defensive end this second half. What a complete half they've put together, John.
They absolutely have. They've taken care of the ball. They've shot the ball better, and they've played within themselves as well, not getting too helter-skelter in this one.
boy, Smith got whacked in the act that time, and they milked it all the way down to 3 on the shot clock, and Katie Smith will draw 2 free throws from the foul. And on Elder, that's her 3rd foul, not really a component of the rest of this game. 2:19 to go, the lead at 17. Smith can add to it right here. First one up and good. Katie Smith, what can you say about the performance tonight? 3 out of 4 from the free throw line, 5 out of 10 from the field, 12 rebounds to go along with now 13 points. Just an outstanding effort by the senior for Cumberland. Second one good. So Smith's 2 free throws give her 14 on the game and make the lead 19 with 2:19 to go, and Cumberland not letting up, picking up full court. Roberts works her way across the timeline. In front of Tasia Blue, Allen pops out. Now Blue will get her one-on-one. Richardson has it. In the corner they go. Now they go back to Roberts down the lane. Wide open Wisner for 3. Wisner, and got it to go. So a 3-pointer makes it closer, and it's down to 16.
First bucket for Lindsey over the last 6 minutes. Cumberland from the 5-minute mark on has dominated this game.
1:46 to go, and more importantly, 3-pointers. That's just the 6th of the ball game for Lindsey. 6 out of 15. But might be too little too late. Look at Blue, straight to the rack, count the basket and draw the foul, and look at the shot clock. It's sitting on 4. So Cumberland got everything they could out of that possession. They ran 26 seconds off. They drew a foul, which is the second on Richardson, but more importantly, a chance to answer that 3 on the other end with an old-fashioned one of our own.
And an opportunity for the 4th Bulldog to get into double digits. Blue's shot is up and good. She's now 2 out of 3 from the line tonight, and she joins Smith, Allen, and Cowan in double digits.
So Cumberland able to answer on the offensive end, right back in the lead, back to 19. It's 68-49. Here's Roan. Goes inside to Roberts, up and under on Smith. And Smith, not wanting to foul and stop the clock, lets her get the easy 2. And with 1:12 to go, too little too late, that's 18 on the night for Roberts. Lindsey's played their guts out, but they just haven't had enough to hang with the Bulldogs here inside Dallas Floyd Recreation Center.
Well, you get the feeling that Coach Lewis just came in with a good plan, substituted well, worked with what he had, and
just
pulled
more
out
composed, John. They've played more under control. They feel like they're more focused. Allen with a trip down, didn't get a foul, didn't get the basket, so Lindsey a chance to make it look a little better. With 40 seconds and counting, Wisner takes it straight underneath, kicks it out in the corner for 3. That was no good. Long rebound to Coulter, and with 32 to go, there's a 3-second difference. They can't run it all the way out, but I don't know if we'll see another shot. Here's Tasia Blue across the jump circle, and she'll set it up. Coulter on the left wing, Allen on the right wing, Ichi Kase down on the baseline along with Katie Smith, and Roberts jumps out on Blue. This one all over but for the shouting. At 68-51, Cumberland might not even put up another shot. 3, 2, 1, they'll just let the shot clock run out. And I don't know about that, but nonetheless, a freebie turnover. There's 2.8 seconds to go. Lindsey Wilson with the chance to add a point or 2
It'll go
here.
down as the 4th turnover in the half for Cumberland, but really only 3 in the second half. They finished with just 10 turnovers in the ballgame.
Kayla Richardson's futile 3-pointer at the buzzer falls short, and that's kind of how the whole Lindsey Wilson effort has been this second half. Just a little bit short. Cumberland rolled out of the locker room, and folks, this one a big confidence booster for the Bulldogs and Coach Jeremy Ludis. Your final score, 68-51, Cumberland wins. Don't go anywhere. We'll come back and give you a stat wrap. I want to remind you, it's Bulldog basketball right here on your home for Cumberland University Athletics, WANT FM 98.9 and WCOR AM 1490. We'll do a quick stat wrap and come back. Bulldogs win it, game 1, game 2, about 20 minutes out.
the place to be and a great place to do business. At Signs Now in Lebanon, we often hear from customers after they have bought items such as business cards, banners, and yard signs from discount sources online. The common complaints are, we really did not save any money, or what I received sure was not what I expected. At Signs Now in Lebanon, we offer design, service, and solutions which just cannot be matched online. Follow us on Facebook to see some of our work or come by 1031A West Main Street today. At Signs Now, we believe a business with no sign is a sign of no business. Wilson County is the place.
In Pediatrics, the official family medical physicians of Cumberland University. The physicians and staff at Family Medical Associates in Pediatrics have families too. They're aware patients require care not only from 9 to 5 and maintain flexible hours to meet your needs, coupled with walk-in appointment times. Family Medical Associates in Pediatrics is committed to providing excellent health care to you and your family. Located at 1407 Baddour Parkway in Lebanon, call 444-6203 or visit FamilyMedicalDocs.com. Family Medical Associates in Pediatrics, the official family medical physicians of Cumberland University. The physicians and staff at Family Medical Associates in Pediatrics have families too. They're aware patients require care not only from 9 to 5 and maintain flexible hours to meet your needs, coupled with walk-in appointment times. Family Medical Associates in Pediatrics is committed to providing excellent health care to you and your family. Located at 1407 Baddour Parkway in Lebanon, call 444-6203 or visit FamilyMedicalDocs.com. Associates and
for some tailgating, better pack your cooler with Jersey Mike's subs because nothing tackles your appetite like Jersey Mike's. Quality meats and cheeses sliced right in front of you and piled high on fresh baked bread. You'll taste the difference with authentic Jersey subs made Mike's way. Order in advance online or via fax and we'll have the subs ready to go when you arrive along with chips and soda. Visit Jersey Mike's in Lebanon, 1315 West Main Street, or for your nearest Jersey Mike's location, go to jerseymikes.com.
Chick-fil-A update. The BCC, the
Cumberland
Bovine.
rocked the Cavs blindside Dallas Floyd Recreation Center to the tune of a 17-point win and a much-needed Mid-South Conference win. John, we talked about momentum being such a key. They haven't had it in games, during the game, or in the overall schedule. Now maybe they can get some momentum going with the schedule because they definitely had some in the second half of this ball game. What a performance. 17-point win and closed it out with no doubt there towards the end and did it with some big-time baskets to answer the call for what Lindsey Wilson did. And I got to tell you, 68 points, probably not a whole lot for some teams, but if Cumberland can put 68 on the board every night, they'll win probably 9 out of every 10.
You're absolutely right. They came in with a good game plan. They got the production out of the players when they needed them. Everybody seemed to know their role, which was one thing you were kind of worried about with some players playing in some new positions that they wouldn't ordinarily do. But we'll go over all the stats in a moment. But really, and I know you've been looking at it, the stunning stat of the night, that really the difference in the game has got to be coming into this ball game, Lindsey Wilson, the 5th best free throw shooting team in the nation at 74%, only got there twice tonight, hitting 1. So 74% as a team on the season come in tonight, 50%, 1 for 2. Cumberland, on the other hand, 11 out of 14 did a phenomenal job getting to the line and knocking it down when they were there. Chanel Roberts, what can you say? She played her heart out. 18 points in the ball game, 8 out of 13 from the field, also 1 out of 2 from the free throw line, grabbing 8 rebounds as well. Chanel Roberts with a well of a ball game. How about Bree Elder finishing with a double-double, 10 points and 11 rebounds, struggled from the field, going 5 out of 17, but did finish with those 10 points and 11 rebounds. Nobody else in double digits. And ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about a team that has 5 players averaging double digits. Cassidy Martin was 1 point shy. She finished with 9, 3 out of 9 from the field. All 3 of her makes were from behind the three-point line, where she was 3 out of 6. 9 points also in the ball game for Keisha Wisner, 4 out of 6 from the field, including 1 out of 1 from behind the arc. She shot the ball at a very high percentage, just not a whole lot of shots taken. 3 points in the ball game for Kayla Richardson and just 2 points in the ball game for Tara Arnold. Now for your Bulldogs, with the win, they will improve on the season to 8-7 to pull above 500. More importantly, 4-3 in the conference. Lindsey Wilson will fall to 4-3. So tied technically right now. However, they will own the tiebreaker. It looks as if Cumberland will go from the 5th spot to the 4th spot inside the conference. We'll dig into that a little bit more later. But again, 4 players in double digits for the Bulldogs. Takoya Allen, her second highest output of the season. She finishes with 23 points. Very efficient, 8 out of 14 from the field, including 2 out of 5 from behind the arc. Also 5 out of 6 from the free throw line. 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, only 1 turnover, 36 minutes of play. Tokoya Allen has got to be the player of the ball game. Again, 23 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, only 1 turnover, 36 minutes of play. Tokoya Allen played her heart out tonight, played like a senior, and helped us this win. Casey Cowan struggled early, but finished with 16 points. She did not shoot the ball well early in the first half, really the entire first half. Finishes the ball game 7 out of 17, 2 out of 8 from behind the arc, 16 points. Casey Cowan only 1 turnover with 4 assists and 1 steal in 34 minutes of play. So between your 2 main guards, 9 assists and 2 turnovers in almost 80 minutes combined total playing time for those 2 players. Did a phenomenal job. Katie Smith, double-double, 14 points and 12 rebounds, 5 out of 10 from the field, and also 4 out of 5 from the free throw line. The sophomore really coming up big. 3 blocks in there as well, and she played 29 minutes, which is about where you'd want her to be, around that 20 to 25, a little bit more than what you'd really want with those knee problems, but still not too far off considering the situation that they're in right now. That's your 4 players in double digits. 3 points in the ball game for Lacey Coulter. She had a long 3 from the top of the key late in the ball game. Gano Ichivakase finishes only with 2 points and 3 rebounds, but let me tell you, she was a disturbance to that Lindsey Wilson team. One of those players always around the ball. You come down with the rebound, she's going to slap at it. She took a charge in this game. She had a couple other deflections that got the ball back for Cumberland, stuff that's not going to show up in the stat sheet, but a huge factor for the freshman coming into the ball game, by far playing her most minutes of the season. Was almost a little worried about the game being over her head, but she came in and she played phenomenal. Again, 2 points for her and Coulter with 2. And I apologize, I left out Tasia Blue, who scored 10 points in the ball game. Tasia, 10 points, 4 out of 7 from the field, struggled behind the arc, but 2 out of 3 from the free throw line. Tasia, 2 assists, 1 steal, just 1 turnover in 30 minutes of play. That was a question mark for us coming into this game. Can Tasia Blue handle the pressure of being a starting point guard in the Mid-South Conference? She has impressed me so far in the early going. As a team, Cumberland shot well, 45% from the field, and that includes 5 out of 25 from behind the arc. Only 20% from three-point line land, but 45% from the field. Shot very well while holding one of the better shooting teams in the country to 39%. If Lindsey Wilson doesn't hit 6 3-pointers, this is a blowout almost. They finished 6 of 16 for 38% as a team behind the arc. Lead changed 6 times, was tied once. Cumberland took the lead over at the 6:40 mark of the first half, never trailed again. They really played well. They closed the first half on an 8-0 run. They closed the game on an 18-11 run. I mean, Marv, you couldn't have asked for a better effort and a better outcome for the Bulldogs.
Well, you talk about a short bench. You talk about everybody chipping in. Calamity Jane Coley not able to make it tonight. Bless her heart. Please feel better. CJ, we're thinking about you. But I tell you, Ichivakase, remarkable minutes tonight from a player who hasn't had to chip in an awful lot. Lacey Coulter in double digits in minute. You talk about a team effort. That's what you got tonight. And speaking of team efforts, Coach Lewis expounded on that in that pregame interview. We talked about what it would take for everybody to take care of business, and they came out tonight and did just that inside Dallas Floyd Recreation Center. Let's send it back. We'll take a 60-second break, and we'll come back and catch up with head coach Jeremy Lewis back on the winning trail here inside Dallas Floyd. We'll be back to chat in 60 seconds.
Sorry. Thought you were coming into it, man. I was like,
no, I'm telling you what, man. I was watching you. I'm like, oh my goodness, man. He's going to blow a gasket. And you never, it was like you didn't really have to do a whole bunch. No, you want something to drink? A Coke? Yeah. Dr. Pepper or something?
All about the kids, man. The kids play that way.
Golly, man, I was so proud of her. Man, I was proud of her. That was, and Gatto, she was, Ichivakase, she was unbelievable.
She did great job.
And Lacey, we were sitting here talking about how they're going to take time off the clock. She comes down and throws up that bomb, man. I'm like, I know it's going right when that goes in.
Who was that?
That
Lacey?
was cool. When Lacey, she threw that one in. You were like, oh, no, oh, wow, what a shot.
That's what she's supposed to be, man.
But look at this. My stunning stat right here. Check it out.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, man.
Wow, they shot 2 free throws.
The whole game in the second half.
Well, think about it. We played zone the whole game.
Yep. And welcome back inside Dallas Floyd Recreation Center. I want to thank Preston Martinez. We're halfway home. Spaghetti Eater. Preston back at the station pulling double duty. Be sure and catch him every afternoon. Drive time 3 to 6. All the fun you can stand and then some while driving a car with your radio on. Right now we're courtside at Dallas Floyd Recreation Center, joined by head coach Jeremy Lewis. And Jeremy, I'll tell you, W's are sweet, but they're always sweet when you snap a streak. And tonight had to be one of the sweetest streak snappers in a while.
There's no question about it, Marv. This was we talked about it after the Pikeville game. We said if ever there was a time where it was a back against the wall, us against the world mentality, man, it had to be Thursday night against Lindsey Wilson. And I told the kids, I said, you got to come out swinging, and you got to get rid of every bullet in your gun. And I thought we did that tonight. Looking at the stats, we go 5 for 25 from 3. Tara goes 0 for 7. They were all good looks. And more than anything, I think a lot of it had to do with legs. It's funny, Marv, because I met with her. I met with her yesterday and told her, based on our numbers, I said, Tara, you might play 40 minutes in the game. And she looked at me. She looked at me like, yeah, coach, but yeah, right. You know what I mean? And
guess what's in that minute column?
Yeah, 40.
40.
So she did a tremendous job. She was great. Gatto was tremendous off of our bench. And then we knew, based on what we have right now, T's got to be good, Casey's got to be good, and Katie's got to be good. And all three of them were really, really solid tonight. Sequoia Allen had one of those games that she's been needing to have. You felt like, she's had some solid games. Not that she's had bad games, but she hadn't had that game where she busted out. And I've been saying sooner or later she's going to get 20 or 25 in a game. And she was able to make some plays, and we got her in some good positions where she could be effective. And based on what we got right now, we're playing her more as a 4, so it's kind of a mismatch opportunity for her almost every time down the floor. But I thought we had great poise and great passion. I thought our energy was spectacular in the game, and I thought we did a tremendous job defensively, rotating our defenses from zone to man, and did some, our man press back into zone. The kids did a great job, and this week they really bought into what we were trying to do and get accomplished defensively. So, that's great for us. It's great for these kids. I'm so glad we don't have a game on Saturday, Marv. I can't tell you. They need to get some rest. We got to regroup. These next 2 games are humongous, but the only one we can worry about right now is Thursday night.
Well, a couple of stats that caught my eye tonight. Your assist-to-turnover ratio was incredible. But put this in perspective. You had 16 assists on 26 made shots.
Right.
When you look at Lindsey Wilson, they didn't appear lost at times. They knew what they wanted to do with the ball. You guys just a step quicker to get there. 14 turnovers. In contrast, they only had 8 assists on their 22 made shots. They had to work to get their shots off.
Yeah, well, Mark, we talked about at halftime. I thought in the first half we did a pretty good job. The only thing I was upset about, I felt like they beat us to some loose balls. I think they had 29 points at halftime, and I thought 6 or 8 of their points were off loose balls around the basket where we got a deflection but didn't get it. They missed a shot. We didn't go with 2 hands and get the ball. We tried to go one. It deflects off our hand and lands in their chest, and they score it. And I told the kids, right there, right before the half, it was a 10-point game. They go in, miss a shot. Ball hits the ground. They're the first to the loose ball. They pick it up, score a layup. We got a chance to be up 10 with 8 seconds to go and have the ball and be up 12 or 13 at halftime, and instead it's an 8-point game. And I told our kids, we got to have every loose ball in the second half. And I felt like for the most part we got every loose ball. We did a tremendous job rebounding out of the zone. I thought Katie and T were spectacular. Tara's energy was great. And I can't say enough about Gatto off the bench, man. Her energy was spectacular. Defensively, she did a great job moving, anticipating. Seriously, guys, how long has it been since we've taken a charge in a game?
I'm telling you,
that might have been the first one all year.
We chatted
somebody
about
actually
that.
Stepping in a driving lane and giving up their body and taking a charge, and it was Gatto. And I can't say enough about that. And it's energy play. I think those are energy plays. She's got to expel energy to get in that spot, but she takes that hit. It changes momentum in a game, plays like that, and the energy trickles down through everybody else. So I thought Gatto was a big difference in this basketball game, and we've been talking about all year. I haven't been able to go to the bench and give me that kid that just, as soon as she steps on the floor, just exudes energy. We had about 3 of them last year, maybe 4. You know what I mean? I'm trying to find one this year, and she may be the one. And it's taken an unfortunate thing with CJ getting sick for me to go that route. Hopefully she can continue it and keep it up, and hopefully our team can kind of take this and we can build on it and just kind of run with this momentum right now. That's what we need to have happen for us.
Well, Jeremy, we've talked about how many different pieces of the puzzle. A lot of times, you always want to fill in the outside pieces first on the puzzle, but you got to have those ones in the middle, and those are the hardest ones to figure out.
Yeah.
We talked about what Lacey Coulter brings as far as outside shooting. Tasia Blue's going to have to step it up. How long will you be without CJ, and do you think Gatto can go ahead and fill that for the short period now?
Well, the one thing we did talk about, Marv, we knew losing CJ was going to hurt us. It's going to hurt you on offense because she eats space, she can score around the basket, and she draws a ton of attention on the defensive end. Without her, we felt like we're going to be much faster up and down the floor, and I think you saw that tonight. We did a tremendous, especially in the first half, we put a ton of pressure on them in transition. When we rebounded, we kicked the ball off the floor, and we were attacking them really hard off the bounce. Without CJ, teams aren't going to suck in the paint as much. They feel like they got to step out on the perimeter and guard us. You saw tonight, I think it opened up a lot of driving lanes. Our first bucket of the game, we get a rebound, we hit Blue. Blue goes coast to coast and scores a layup because they're worried about sprinting to Casey. They're worried about sprinting to T, and you got to match up with Katie because she can stick a 15-footer. Those gaps are going to be there for Tasia. She's got to be selfish at times. She's got to go take advantage of them. She's got to put that pressure on other teams' point guards and put that pressure on their transition defense. Zoom the ball down the floor. If we get a layup, let's take it. If not, drive it, pitch it to Casey, pitch it to T, and we'll play off of them.
Boy, I'll tell you, so many times we saw that lane open, wide open, and your penetration just went straight to the basket. It was so good to see the nice open looks, the take your time shots, if you will, that you guys were able to get going. Let's talk about the defensive strategy now. One thing about a short bench, zones become extremely important. Are you comfortable with where this team is as far as playing a zone, and will you be able to utilize the man-to-man as much as you want to with the short bench?
Probably not, Marv. And it's not just about the length of our bench, it's about the length of our team.
Yep.
We're not as big as I'm used to being, and that plays a big part into how the way I want to guard in a man. I've got to have length. Right now we're not as lengthy across the board, but I think we're quick. So I think the zone helps us in that area. We're quick and we can cover shorter distances quicker than we can in a man-to-man. You know what I mean? So we worked on it for 2 days and played it. I think it can get better, especially when you talk. I'd like to press more. I thought we were able to really get up and press and make them scramble a little bit and, mix up the man and zone out of the press, which was good. I'd like to trap a little bit out of it and see can we turn some teams over. Whatever we can do to try and get a win is what we're doing right now. We're going to exhaust every thought that we have right now, and we're going to put it into play in the game. And I'm not going to lie, Marv, it's hard for me because I'm a man-to-man guy.
That's why I'm asking.
But I think what's happening right now, it's making me look at other things, and sometimes I think it's good for you as a coach. It kind of refreshes you a little bit, and that really happened to me this week. It made me dig into some things that I haven't dug into before because we haven't had to. We've been so good in a man. I've studied more zone stuff in the past 48 to 72 hours than I have my entire coaching career.
Wow.
But, in the long run, I think it's good. It's good for me, and I think it's good for my team. And to be honest with you, Mark, I think these kids are, right now, they're buying into the zone more than they're buying into the man. They really want to play the zone. And as long as they can stay active in it like that, I think we'll get better and better out of it.
Boy, that is so great to hear, Jeremy. Big win tonight. As always, appreciate you hanging out. Hang in there. I think the wins are just starting to come. They'll start coming a little bit quicker now, hopefully.
It's a tough league, man. We just got to stick with it and keep working.
Well, they are right smack dab in the middle, moving towards the top. Head coach Jeremy Lewis. Guys, don't go anywhere. We'll come back and give you starters. The men suited up next. We'll come back in 30 seconds to get you set up. Man, that was huge, seriously. Hey, I tried to catch you. I got starters for you. And there's some that are out. You got the ones that are out? They've got 3 that are out. Well, the way I look at it, I didn't get to look at all the scores, but we changed the standings. That's updated.
Scores.
Okay, cool. Okay, you got updated standings, don't you?
I got 2 of them. I didn't get the other 2. I got to get on the old Twitter account so I can get those. Is that how you get yours, Jeremy? JoJo gave his hand.
Yeah, he's getting them off Twitter.
That's what I thought. I meant to do that the other day.
Jeremy, congrats, man. That was huge. Not just a win, that was a big one.
Y'all have a good.
All right, thank you. And welcome back. Game 2, John. I got to tell you, this one looks like it's going to be just as much fun as the other one. 68-51. I don't think a lot of people would have known. Let's send it back. We'll take a 2-minute break and come back with starters. Bulldog basketball on FM 98.9, just ahead after this 2-minute timeout.
All the traffic and parking hassles of your weekday commute, then ride the Music City Star. With stops in Lebanon, Martha, and Mount Juliet, the Music City Star can get you to work in the mornings and home in the afternoons without the stress. The train also has an evening trip on Fridays for those who want to enjoy downtown Nashville's restaurants and entertainment venues. For ticket and schedule information, visit musiccitystar.org or call 862-5950. The Music City Star. There is no traffic on the train. If you are tired of
THW. The THW insurance team has over 100 years of combined insurance experience. They'll do whatever it takes to find you the right coverage at the right price. Whether you need home, auto, life, long-term care, business, or employer insurance, don't just get insurance, get a friend at THW Insurance Services, 702 Cadet Court in Lebanon, or call 443-3849. For an online quote, visit thwinsurance.com. When it comes to insurance, ask THW.
The committee has banned the use of the word beef on commercial airwaves. Cows call it the B word, ends in F, 2 E's in the middle. Phrases like, where's the beef, are now punishable with random electric cattle prodding. Should you ever say beef or crave beef, head to Chick-fil-A. Then think good thoughts and eat good things, like the original chicken sandwich, a tender, juicy breast of chicken placed on a hot buttered bun with 2 crucial pickles. I've got no with that. Chick-fil-A. We didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich.
706 South Cumberland Street, Lebanon.
The Chick-fil-A update. The BCC, the Bovine Communications Committee, has banned the use of the word beef on commercial airwaves.
Cows call it people sing it, but obviously they'll do it for instrumentals as well. All right, let me get myself situated here.
That's what I'm trying to do as well.
Two of our doubleheader, the men lace it up now. John, 10 at one time, 6 on one side, 4 on the other, or 5 apiece?
5 on each side?
Well, you got a list.
There's either going to be 3 zebras out there tonight. We're going to start with the Blue Raiders of Lindsey Wilson coming into the ball game 10-8 overall, 1-5 inside of the Mid-South. They come in currently in last place in the Mid-South Conference. A 6'4" junior guard, Keyshawn Mayfield, a 6'11" junior center, Dusan Pentovic, a 6'5" junior guard, Dion Hall, a 6'3" junior guard, Anthony Crenshaw, and a 6'4" junior forward, Tony Horn. Now for your Bulldogs coming into the ball game at 11-4 overall, 3-3 in the Mid-South, currently in 5th place in the Mid-South Conference. A 6'3" senior forward out of Nashville, Tennessee, Lamar Brinkley, a 6'2" freshman guard out of Tullahoma, Tennessee, Marquell Hickerson, 5'11" junior guard out of Memphis, Tennessee, Josh Wilkerson, 6'3" freshman guard out of Antioch, Tennessee, Daquan Bond, and a 6'3" junior forward out of Nashville, Tennessee, Daniel McFadden. And I tell you what, the fantastic freshman Marquell Hickerson continues to impress. He ranks in the top 20 in the conference in 5 individual categories, including 3-point field goal percentage, steals per game, defensive rebounds, assists, and points per game. If he is not currently in the discussion for Freshman of the Year, I don't know who is, but someone else to keep your eye on. He played well in that game against Pikeville. Josh Wilkerson, early and often, was going to the rim in that game, a big reason why we were within striking distance against the #1 team in the country.
Well, this one ought to be a doozy. Cumberland in their home gray, trimmed in black and cardinal. Lindsey in their road blue, trimmed in white. And tip controlled by Brinkley, back to McFadden. And here we go, John, off to the races, baby. And already a problem with the clock. It's going the wrong way. Instead of counting down, we've got 20 minutes and 8 seconds to go, John. We're going the wrong way.
First time
I know that.
First time I've ever seen us have.
Never seen it go the opposite direction.
Game seconds. Boy, it's a big opportunity. Cumberland historically has not played well against Lindsey Wilson. However, here in the confines of the Dallas Floyd Recreation Center, they play much, much better. Cumberland, in their history, 13-4 against the Blue Raiders.
Well, we talked about how many different things going on. Both teams not doing real swoop. Lindsey Wilson, 3-game losing streak, just 1-5 in conference action. We talked about Lonnie Thompson, a game at 3 apiece. Wow. How about this? Lindsey Wilson has dropped their last 5 road games, 4 straight inside the conference. And after opening this season, John, they were 10-0 at one point. Cumberland has now lost 4 out of their last 5, and when you talk to Coach Thompson, he feels like it's a matter of chemistry. They're just not able to figure out the right combination of guys to get out there. Tonight's a chance to start a 2-game home or a 1-game home winning streak because they've already lost 2 in a row here. So let's get a streak of some sort going again. I like the 10 in a row myself.
Boy, I tell you, it's definitely not from lack of talent. There's a lot of talent on this, and I believe these guys are playing hard. I don't see them just losing themselves in the game. I think you're absolutely right. I think it's a chemistry issue right now, finding the right combination of players, having the right substitutions at the right time, and really getting the right group of guys. A lot of people that aren't around basketball don't really realize how big of a factor that is. You know, you look at so many teams on the national level that got all this talent, and you're like, well, why are they not winning? And it's more about having the right players on the court at the same time.
By the way, the reason John and I are just frivolously chatting here courtside, it's not because we just love to do it, even though we do, it's because we're having a clock malfunction. As they attempt to get that corrected, we'll chat a little bit about tonight's matchup. The biggest thing about it, John, you get the feeling Cumberland is a streaky team. You feel like if they can get 2 or 3 games in a row under their belt, they've got 3 straight at home now. If they can build some momentum and go back out on the road, they could be a player in this conference. Let's face it, Pikeville's head and shoulders above the rest of them. After that, it's pretty much up for grabs. I think we all understand Pikeville is probably not going to lose a game this year unless major illness, catastrophe, injury, the bus breaks down, they have to forfeit. That's about the only way you're going to hang a L on Pikeville. Cumberland, on the other hand, they're streaky too. They might not be able to beat Pikeville, but they hung with them at their place, and I would be interesting. Let's look ahead, John. Let's play our little game of looking ahead. February 6th, Pikeville comes here. Let's see where we match up then.
We played well against. We were within 8 points with less than 5 minutes to play. Had an opportunity to come back and win that ball game. Last year, we thought the same thing about you, Pike. I do think this Pikeville team's better than the last one. But who ended up winning the conference last year?
Exactly.
Lindsey Wilson, and actually ended up coming back. Now, on complete opposite sides of that, as they sit in last place 5 games into the conference, that's more than they lost all last season.
Okay, back underway. Cumberland on the attack first. McFadden hands it across to Bond, right side to Wilkerson. Wilkerson working off a ball screen from Brinkley. Across the lane, gets it to McFadden. Tries to go down low. McFadden up and under, got it to go. Should not have been physically possible, but he did. Cumberland out 2-0. Boy, big basket for McFadden right out of the starting gate.
McFadden's so much of a confidence player. If he hits his first shot, he usually ends up with a really good game.
Lindsey Wilson back on the attack on their end. 19-13 and counting. Bulldogs on defense. Working way out high. Crenshaw dumps it low. There's Panovic. Mayfield looks across. Hits a cutter, turnaround left-handed jump shot, rolls off, but tipped up and in. Crenshaw missed it, but Horn right there with a nice little tip in.
Well, that was just athletic ability and length on that one. He was on his way down when he tipped that one in.
That was a great shot. Back the other way. Hickerson for 3, bottom of the net, baby. That one was no doubt. And Hickerson, one of those guys that Coach Thompson wants to see that high energy level right out of the gate. And Hickerson nailed that one right off the bat. Back on offense, Crenshaw works on the left wing. Bond pops out on him. Your matchup is down low, and there it is. Panovic and Brinkley. Panovic with the short one-hander and got the best of Lamar that time. I think he had too low a position. but nonetheless, just a two-pointer. Back the other way. Look at Wilkerson get in there. Can't get it to go. Brinkley had a hand on it, but finally taken out by Mayfield. So the missed layup gives it back to Lindsey with 18:03 to go, and Cumberland hanging on 5-4. Way out front, they'll get it to Mayfield, and they'll set it up. Mayfield works to the left wing, sets it back out front to Horn. Crenshaw swings it across. There's Mayfield, top of the key three. Wow, they left him wide open, and he drained that one. So the first points of the game for him comes in the form of a three, and the first lead of the day for Lindsey Wilson with 17.5 to go here in this first half. Here's Hickerson. Double team comes. They get it to Brinkley. Brinkley takes it down the lane. Back out to Hickerson. 17 on the shot clock. Hickerson cut off on the drive by Hall. They get it to Brinkley right at the right elbow and tried to get it to Hickerson on the baseline, but Hickerson had stopped. And he and Brinkley conversate a bit about that, and with 17-18 to go, turnover throws it back to the Raiders with Lindsey up 7-5.
Had the right idea, and then Hickerson, I'm not sure why, maybe saw that there wasn't anything there, just held up, and the ball flew out of bounds. First turnover of the ball game.
There's your big-time matchup, Wilkerson and Mayfield. Those two guys are as quick as a hiccup. Right out
quick
front.
on quick, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Man, they are just scat-cat quick. Down the middle is Crenshaw. The up and under, no good. Got his own rebound, followed the other side. That one won't work. Brinkley rebound, outlet to Wilkerson. Here comes Cumberland. Back pass to Hickerson. Hit a three from there a while ago, but he'll back it out with 27 to go on the shot clock. There's that trap. Hickerson tried to go back to Brinkley, stolen away by Horn. Horn takes it himself, runs right over McFadden, and that should be a charge, and it is. So D-Mac, Johnny on the spot that time, draws the charge on the left side of the lane. And I think Horn got carried away and just took it too deep, John.
Oh, and he set him up good. He almost made it look like, D-Mac made it look like he was going to go cover the trailer and then just stopped, kind of leaned that way right before him and got both his feet planted. And as you like to say, he was on the track when the train came through.
Boy, the whistle was blowing, too. 7-5, Cumberland down by a pair. Here's Hickerson, looks across to Brinkley. Brinkley left wing, they go to Wilkerson, drives right by his man, stopping the lane out to Brinkley. Free throw line, drained it, and he got hammered. And he'll go to the line to shoot a free throw. And Lamar Brinkley, let me tell you, it takes a lot to take him down. He went down like a bricko block.
And if he's hitting that outside 15-footer, it can turn into a long night for anybody.
An excruciatingly long night on defense.
Brinkley will step the line 73% from the line. Lamar not known for his outside shot. And I'm not sure why, because he shoots the ball well. He just doesn't take very many, or he rushes himself in the game. Nails that one, nothing but net. And Cumberland out to a 1-point lead.
So 8-7 Bulldogs back out front. 16-16 to go. Wilkerson matched up with Mayfield, and that's going to be your premier matchup in the backcourt all night long. Hickerson on the off-guard Hall. As Horn takes it out front, he'll filter through, taking McFadden with him. They'll work it to Hall, now to Clark. Clark, haven't called his name tonight. He'll stop and pop from three and drained it. Wow. That was a quick elevation three-point shot. So Clark with his first points. And Lindsey back up by a pair, 10-8.
94th attempt on the season, almost already 100 in the early season. You got to keep an eye on him. He shoots it a lot.
Well, it's impossible to block. That was so quick. Here's Hickerson back the other way along, too, and drained that one. And I got to tell you, folks, I don't know if there is a sweeter straight-up elevate, bottom-of-the-net jump shot than Hickerson. If there is, I'd love to see it.
Upper body, he looks a lot like Ray Allen. Doesn't elevate his shot as much when he shoots the ball, which might be a good thing, but he's got great form.
Oh, and a steal by Daquan Bond. Bond taking it the other way. Bond behind the back and got it to go. That was about as Harlem Globetrotty as it gets.
And the coaching staff.
The bench was in an uproar. Wow. Bond, Daquan Bond. That was a super agent play, John. That was really cool. I'd love to see that on video.
Me too.
Back on the other end, Lindsey with the ball. Drive knocked away by Horn. And a good play by McFadden as he tipped it off of the forearm of Horn when he went to go by, and there was not really an awful lot that Tony Horn could do about that.
Be the third turnover of the ball game for Lindsey Wilson. Cumberland also has two, and they actually had those in back-to-back possessions. That layup a moment ago broke that streak by Bond.
14:40 to go. Cumberland up 12-10. Back on the attack. Hickerson outside to McFadden. Bond on the right side. He lost the handle, ran it down. And they're going to say Bond stepped on the sideline over here. So Bond I
think he might have got a little excited after that last one. So
I think he was in a hurry to try to make something else happen. So moving to the next highlight.
3 out of their last 4 possessions, 3 turnovers for the Bulldogs. However, still a 2-point lead.
14-27 and counting. 12-10. Bulldogs by a pair. Right side, they'll work it to Crenshaw. Lindsey Wilson running that motion offense. They pop Clark 3 for free. Couldn't get it. Brinkley with the rebound, though. And that was a real good look for Clark. Just couldn't get it to go down.
Well, you get a feeling he's going to get some good looks off tonight. He's got a quick shot.
And Wilkerson double teams, forces the jump ball, possession arrow for Lindsey Wilson. That wasn't even fair. He got double teamed right over there in front of that Lindsey bench. And I got to tell you, Paul Peck has been doing it for a dozen years now at Lindsey Wilson, and that's one of his trademark defensive abilities is to trap, use the sidelines, the half-court line, and the baselines as a 3rd and 4th defender, and they did it well that time, forced the turnover. 12-10, Bulldogs by a pair. Clark fakes the 3. A steal by Wilkerson. Look at Wilkerson, just cat quick, able to save it in to Hickerson for 3 on the wing, all the way out and in, but Lester Good with the putback won't go. McFadden got a hand on it. Good got a hand on it. McFadden's got it. Wow, hot potato. Hickerson will back it out. Good has checked in, I guess you heard, for DeQuan Bond. He'll join Brinkley, McFadden, Wilkerson, and Hickerson. Here's Brinkley. He'll shoot from 14 and drained it. Boy, when Lamar Brinkley, as John said, it opens up so much for him when he can hit out past the free throw line. There's no way to guard him.
There really isn't. And not only that, it gives him so much more confidence down low. He has 5 points in this ballgame already.
Mayfield wide open for 3 on the other end. Won't get it to go. Bounced around. Brinkley tapped it. Finally gathered it. Gets it to McFadden over to Wilkerson. Wilkerson smothered by Mayfield. They'll get it back to Hickerson. Top of the key the other way. And with 26 on the shot clock, they'll set it up. 14-10. Cumberland by 4 with 12:42 in counting. Here's Wilkerson down the lane. Spinning floater. What a shot by Wilkerson.
First bucket of the ball game for him. But, man, he is so quick when he makes his mind up. He's going to the rim. He's going to get there. Something's going to happen, positive or negative. Something will happen. Most of the time it's positive.
He's like a paper cut. You don't even realize it happened until you see the blood. It's insane. That was so quick. Back on the other end, just into the game, Bradshaw missed that one. Ran down the loose ball, though. They'll get a fresh 35. He'll get it left wing to Clark. They'll move it to Mayfield between the rings and set it up. Mayfield and Hickerson. 2 big point guard. 2 guards. Wow. Talk about quick. Mayfield obviously rather quick as well. He blew right by Hickerson. Got the easy layup and the lead back down to 4 at 16-12. That was quick, John.
Used his left hand to finish as well and stopped a 6-0 scoring drought for Lindsey Wilson.
16-12, Cumberland by 4. Here comes Wilkerson again. Nice crossover on Clark. They move it across to Good. Good, 22 on 22. Back out to Hickerson. 12 on the shot clock. 11 and a half in the half. Cumberland up 16-12. Hickerson pull up for 3. Drained it. Holy smokes. He is feeling it. And he plays under control. Those shots are just so strategic.
8 points already in the ball game. He's averaging 1 point a minute so far.
3 for 4, 2 for 3 from 3 land. He's got 8 to lead all scorers, and Cumberland up by 7, their largest of the night. Mayfield feeds it down low, gets it back on the give and go, and runs it up the right side to put it in for a pair. Wow, that was cat quick. Those guys have definitely got some chemistry. Wilkerson out front to Brinkley. Popping out on him is Orozco. Now they get it across to Hickerson. Swing pass over to Good. Top of the side, left side of the three-point line. Wilkerson down in the corner. They've got it to Brinkley. He's trapped on the baseline. He'll back his way in. Here's the double team. His turnaround jumper won't go, and tip up. No good by Good. Outlet pass comes the other way. Here comes Mayfield. There's your trailer. Wow. Crenshaw got it to go somehow as Brinkley came back and smacked everything, including the backboard, the rim, and the player. The basket will go and a chance for a three-point play. Timeout, let's take it with them. 10:22 to go. It'll be a Lindsey Wilson free throw with Cumberland leading 19-16 when we come back in 60 seconds.
That was a tough move right now.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, I don't know how in the world he got that to go.
Dr. Damon Petty, a locally renowned orthopedic surgeon who trained under James Andrews and at the Cleveland Clinic, is the official team physician for Cumberland Athletics. Petty has built his reputation on developing new techniques for shoulder surgery and the treatment of elbow and shoulder injuries in baseball players. Since starting his practice in Middle Tennessee, he has treated athletes at all levels in sports, from professional to Pee Wee football and from the major leagues to the little leagues. For all of your orthopedic needs, call on Dr. Damon Petty at Petty Orthopedics. For more information, check out his website at pettyortho.com. That's pettyortho.com. Dr. Damon.
At Cumberland University's Labrie School of Business and Technology, students learn ethics and social responsibility along with business. They learn how to improve quality of life, not just for themselves, but for everyone. So you can earn a business major, an accounting minor, and get everything you need for a great career. MBAs aim higher at Cumberland University.
And welcome back inside Dallas Floyd Recreation Center. We'll remind you, coming up at a half, we got a great interview. JoJo Freeman from the Sports Information Department able to get in touch and contact Todd Allen, the wrestling coach. He is a busy guy this time of year. You guys have an opportunity for some great wrestling action here in Dallas Floyd Recreation Center. 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Dual match with number 5 Campbellsville. Free admission. And then the Cumberland Open, 9 o'clock Saturday. Some great wrestling on the mat here at Dallas Floyd this weekend. The three-point play completed by Crenshaw. Give him, wow, they're showing him with 1 point. I know he's got more than that. Back the other way, Cam Prather has checked into the ball game. But Hickerson, another pull-up, and Markel Hickerson is just tearing it up. Give him 10.
Shooting the ball 4 out of 5 from the field, including 2 out of 3 from behind the arc as well. Might be one of those nights for the freshman.
21-17, Cumberland up by 4 with just under 10 minutes to go here in this first half. What an outstanding offensive start from Markel Hickerson. A near steal by Prather, but drawing the foul will be Hall down the lane. And we haven't talked about Deion Hall much. He's one of those big guys. Lindsey runs at you between that 6'4" and 6'8" range. He checks in at 6'6", just a junior from out on the left coast, but draws the foul and will go to the line to shoot a pair with 9:47 to go. And Cumberland up 21-17. First toss in the air and good. So good shot by Deion Hall. We don't talk about free throw shooting a lot in this game.
Hall, 83% on the season. He's now 41 out of 49, including that one right there. Don't foul that young man.
Wow. So there's his 42nd made free throw. He is exactly an even 84% on the year. 42 out of 50.
That's impressive.
That is impressive. 9:38 and counting. Cumberland with the ball, and they throw it outside for Prather in the corner, so Cam not able to run that one down. 5 turnovers already for the Bulldogs, and they have had problems taking care of the ball, John.
They go through spurts. We saw it earlier in this game where they had like 3 out of 4 possessions where they turned it off. I don't know if it's a confidence thing or what it is, but they just have those lapses where they do that. Outside of that 3-minute span, they've done all right.
Alex Yeargin checks in for Lindsey Wilson as they're working around the perimeter. Hall works down in the corner underneath. They get it to Panovic, missed a shot, tip attempt up by Clark, no good. Rebound taken off by Cumberland. Into the ball game for the first time, we'll call DeMario Frazier's name. Good works off the right wing. Prather circles underneath. Good for 3 off the mark, but ran down his own missed shot, scooped inside. Wow.
Boy, and
did he draw a foul quick or what? Moritz Dern said a great pick.
Paul Peck, the head coach of Lindsey Wilson, not happy about that. Nobody blocking out Good as he got the long rebound.
That'll get an opportunity to sub from the Cumberland bench as Hickerson and Prather will sit down. Wilkerson and Alex Flagler will check in for the first time. What a little spark plug he is. He's always got that sly grin like he knows something nobody else does. And he threw it right away. My goodness. Turnover. Back the other way off the glass and missed it, and Good with the follow-up. So Crenshaw took it all the way down, stopped, and tried to get it in from 6 feet away and just flat out blew it. Good hustled down and got it, so no harm, no foul that time. Cumberland up 21-19 with 8:30 and counting here in the ball game. Dern looks across to Good. Good working on the left wing. Back out to Dern. Boy, this pressure trap has killed him. Flagler for 3. In and out, no good. Long rebound ran down by Mayfield. Here comes Lindsey. Mayfield bounce pass on the far side over to Clark. Back out to Mayfield. They'll swing it left corner. Crenshaw tries to cut the baseline. Can't get it. Down inside to Panovic. And he got it to go. Boy, that's a tough matchup for DeMario Frazier, as Panovic has got a little bit of length on him. He's almost a clone of Moritz Dern.
Panovic listed at 6'11" is going to be a mismatch for anybody on this Bulldog team.
Frazier with the scoop shot, no good. Dern got a hand on it, out of bounds. They'll confer, and it will stay with Cumberland in a fresh 35. So with 7:53 to go, all tied at 21. Cumberland a chance to break the ice here. As we'll set the lineup for you, Lester Good, DeMario Frazier, Josh Wilkerson, Moritz Dern is set the inbounds. That is funny because they were actually holding up for Terry Williams to check in for Frazier, and they were...
Both teams were playing. They were running. Cumberland was running their inbounds.
And nobody
Lindsey
even had the ball.
And they didn't even... The referee was holding the ball.
Flagler gets it out to Williams. He'll hand it back to Flagler, and they'll set it up. Here comes Flagler working on the right side. Flagler guarded closely by Clark. Flagler behind the back, between a double team, a triple team, 2 Cumberland players. Finds Good for 3. Bam! Lester Good finds the range from three-point land, and let me tell you, if he gets hot and starts throwing them in, he can hit them from down on the square. He is that good.
The growth we've seen from his junior year to his senior year has been night and day. He's so much more selective with his shots, plays great defense. He's really been a star on this team so far this year.
He's developed what I call shooter's patience. He picks his spots, and he's done a great job. 7:09 and counting, Cumberland up by 3. Across they go to Panovic. Down the lane, his little runner won't go. There's Dern to clear the glass. Over to Wilkerson. Here comes Cumberland and hurry the other way. 3-on-3. Wilkerson don't care. Running floater is good. He got hammered. No call. And what about Josh Wilkerson? Jay Wilk is smooth as silk. 6:50 to go. The lead back to 5. Back the other way of 3. Holy smokes, are you kidding me? That was what you call an absolute backbreaker. He came out of nowhere to hit that 3, John.
Well, you don't see 3s shot very often on the fast break, and he shot that one with all the confidence in the world.
Yeah, a wide open lane, he just stopped and threw it in, and it wasn't even close. Flagler across to Wilkerson, out to Dern. He'll try a 3. That one no good. Rebound taken off. Numbers up ahead. They go to Clark. Stop back in 3. Wow, he is flat out filling it up. That's 3 from 4 for 3 land for Clark. He's got 9 points, and with 6:09 to go, Lindsey's got the lead again at 27-26. What a charge by the Blue Raiders. And Flagler taking his time, walking it across the line. It took 11, and you only get 10. Holy cow, that is one of the craziest turnovers. We saw Tasia Blue do that on the recent road trip. I don't know how you can walk it across the line and not get it across in 10 seconds.
It's inexperience. You got to be aware of that. No pressure on them whatsoever. You got the shot clock right above the goal in front of you. All you got to do is look up there, and you know where you're at.
Wow. Unforced errors are killing Cumberland, as they have through this last little losing streak. Into the game, Hall again. He'll take a 3. Good gracious. They are just raining 3s.
5 out of 7 as a team behind the three-point line. Scorching it.
Wow, look at Bond, took it back the other way. Couldn't get the shot, but on the rebound attempt, knocked out of bounds by Horn. It'll stay with Cumberland. That'll get Brinkley, McFadden, and Hickerson back into the ball game. But before that, we'll take a timeout. 5:37 to go here in this first half. It has been back and forth, but Cumberland's on the 4th end of it now as Lindsey's back out front, 29-26. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
traffic and parking hassles of your weekday commute? Then ride the Music City Star. With stops in Lebanon, Martha, and Mount Juliet, the Music City Star can get you to work in the mornings and home in the afternoons without the stress. The train also has an evening trip on Fridays for those who want to enjoy downtown Nashville's restaurants and entertainment venues. For ticket and schedule information, visit musiccitystar.org or call 862-5950. The Music City Star. There is no traffic on the train. If you are tired of all the traffic...
A locally renowned orthopedic surgeon who trained under James Andrews and at the Cleveland Clinic is the official team physician for Cumberland Athletics. Petty has built his reputation on developing new techniques for shoulder surgery and the treatment of elbow and shoulder injuries in baseball players. Since starting his practice in Middle Tennessee, he has treated athletes at all levels in sports, from professional to pee-wee football and from the major leagues to the little leagues. For all of your orthopedic needs, call on Dr. Damon Petty at Petty Orthopedics. For more information, check out his website.
The world on top. Learn more at cumberland.edu.
And welcome back inside Dallas Ford Recreation. Well, John, I can't get a feel for this game.
It's been a fun game to watch.
It's a spurty affair, isn't it?
You're looking at 29-26. I mean, it's been back and forth, as you said, the entire game. Lindsey Wilson currently on an 8-0 run over just the past minute and 8 seconds. So, as you said, spurty might be the best adjective to use. It's just been back and forth. And how about Clark? 3 out of 4 from behind the arc, and he is just letting it fly.
Lindsey Wilson doesn't look like a 1-5 conference team to us. And remember, this is the same team that last Thursday hung with Pikeville at their place and actually led them for a good bit in the second half. On the drive, they're going to call the foul, or are they going to, is it a charge?
I believe they're going to call a block.
Wow,
so.
Big time move by Josh Wilkerson that time. As we kind of looked off, give him the basket and a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play. And Josh Wilkerson, one of those kids, when he gets it going, John, he is just absolutely impossible to defend off the dribble.
Well, an opportunity here as he hits that one now the 5th time in this game. This score has been tied now at 29 all with 5.5 to play in the first half.
So Cumberland hanging right there. They're answering. This is a toe-to-toe heavyweight battle inside Dallas Ford with 5:15 to go. As John said, all tied at 29. Lindsey back on the attack. Out front, Clark works to the right side, drives the baseline. They're going to call McFadden for a hand check on the far side before he got the basket up. Or it might be Bond. No, they got McFadden.
Just be his first. Nobody except Moritz Dern with more than one, so foul's not an issue in the early going for either team.
Well, 5:08 to go. A fresh 35 for Lindsey. It'll be Hickerson, Brinkley, Bond, Wilkerson, and McFadden, your 5 on defense. That quick shot off the inbounds pass, no good. Rebound, Bond across to Hickerson. Hickerson, boy, he looks like a Division I prospect. This kid can flat out ball. He's got all the handles. Great shot, great passer, good rebounder, good size. Wilkerson, on the meantime, pull up from 8. And I tell you, John, you isolate him, nobody can get him one-on-one. That's 9. And with 4:39 and counting, Cumberland has nudged back out front after a quick 5-point spurt. 31-29, Bulldogs by a pair.
Wilkerson and Hickerson combined 8 out of 10 from the field.
Mayfield, they try to go underneath, and what a job that time as Bradshaw was inching down the big guy, Kevin Bradshaw, at 6'6". Daniel McFadden stood his ground, and just 230 pounds, McFadden took the charge, and that was a big-time play away from the ball because...
Second foul on Bradshaw and the second charge taken by McFadden in this ballgame.
If he doesn't get that whistle, we might have seen a rim bent on that end because it was wide open if that whistle doesn't go off. McFadden helpless to defend after taking that charge. Here comes Hickerson straight to the rack off the glass, and it's almost like taking candy from a baby for him. He's hit from everywhere. He's hit from mid-range, three-point, now layup.
He's one of those players that he doesn't look fast, but he is. He's just so smooth with the way he handles the ball. He always seems like he knows exactly where he wants to go.
He's methodical, John.
He's a good word. That's a good word.
He constantly just plods right along. Everything he does has a purpose. Back on the offensive end, Hall gets shut off. Hands off to Clark. There's the switch. Brinkley pops out to guard the guard and made him adjust the shot, but Panovic with the rebound and putback. So the three-point shot off the mark, but there was Panovic underneath. And back to a 2-point game. Cumberland out front, 33-31. 3:27 in counting here in this first half. Big first half by Hickerson and Wilkerson. They've combined for 21 of Cumberland's 33. Now Hickerson steps back. One of the rare misses for him, just the second on the night. Back the other way, here's Lindsey. Clark in a hurry, takes the three. And I got to tell you, he is flat out lighting it up. That's his fourth three-pointer here in this first half.
Out of 6 attempts. I mean, he is lighting it up.
Somebody needs to tell him his headlights are on in the parking lot. Need to go outside for a while. Don't let him back in.
Let him cool down a little bit out there while he's there.
No doubt. And here's Brinkley back the other way and just worked Panovic down in the low post, backed him down and put it in. So Cumberland back out front, 35-34. This is a volleyball game.
Brinkley and Panovic, two completely different types of basketball players. Very interesting to watch them go at it.
Back on the offensive end, Lindsey on the attack. Your big matchup is Wilkerson out there on Hall. Look at Clark blow by Bond. The missed shot, no good. Bond got the rebound, though. He'll get it across to Hickerson. Here comes Cumberland. 2:22 in counting to go in the first. 35-34 Bulldogs by a point. McFadden open for three. Wow, that one went all the way down and came back out. Rebound taken off out of there by Hall. And they'll get it to Mayfield. And Mayfield, a whirling dervish on a mission, went all the way underneath. 2 spin moves, a drop step, and a dribble. And suddenly he's got 9 in the lead back to Lindsey at 36-35. What a chess match. These two are putting, there's no defense that can stop some of these guys. These are just great isolated individual offensive moves. They are showing out. Speaking of showing out, McFadden down the lane, great shot fake, put it up on the glass, won't go. Bond with the tip, he couldn't get it to go. Wow, McFadden got nailed by Horn. He is still down. How is that not a foul? Horn just flat out threw a haymaker on Daniel McFadden. He is still down on the floor.
He got popped right.
How is that not a foul?
Got popped right in the nose. He's been down. If he would have been able to look up, he would have got a layup out of it, but his hands have been on his face the entire time as soon as he went down.
Boy, McFadden went down like a sack of taters, John. That was ugly to watch. The elbow went flying out. Coach Thompson is down there. Man, he's a little woozy getting out. Remember, Stripling took a shot as he hit the basket support up in Pikeville last Saturday. You don't need those type of injuries. There's no doubt about it. That'll get Moritz Dern in. And a brief break in the action. 1:25 to go. Cumberland down 36-35. John, this is a seesaw affair if I've ever seen one.
Literally took the words right out of my mouth. That's a phrase I had in my head. Seesaw affair, back and forth, back and forth. And I'm not sure in that type of game which team it favors. Both these teams seem to be the type of teams that can get up and down the court and score the ball in transition. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing that we're in a back and forth game.
Well, it's pretty bad when you're playing 5-on-4 and still can't score. Lindsey had 5-on-4 numbers as they let the action go while McFadden laid helpless in a prone position back on the Cumberland offensive end. And
he looks like he's all right now. He's talked to the trainer.
Boy,
back
he
to
got
the bench.
clocked.
He did. It never, ever, you slightly get hit on the nose or popped on the nose, and it always hurts. It's just right there on the bridge, and you're going to go down. I don't care who you are.
Well, checking back in for him is Moritz Dern. He'll join Good, Brinkley, Hickerson, and Wilkerson. Your 5 out for Cumberland. 1:15 to go. Bulldogs down by a point. There's that 1-2-2 trap. Wilkerson defeats it down the lane. His running floater won't go, and a tip won't go. Everybody's tipping it.
Oh,
back out to Wilkerson as Good got a hand on it, and they'll set it up with Hickerson. 30 seconds on the clock, 58 on the game clock.
Second time we've seen Good do that here in this first half. Keep a play alive by tipping it out.
Timeout, Cumberland. Let's take it with them. 55.2 to go. Cumberland down by a point. They'll have the ball and a 27-second shot clock when we come back in half a minute. Physically demanding first half. Both teams just toe-to-toe, not backing down. 55.2 to go, 27 on the shot clock. Cumberland down 36-35. They got to find a way to isolate Hickerson, running through a couple of screens. He is wide open and just can't seem to miss tonight. He has done a great job.
5 out of 7 from the field, including 2 out of 4 from behind the arc. 12 points in the ball game for Hickerson. And I don't think many of those have come off set plays. I think he's just found his offense within the offense. I don't know if that's by design, if that's how he likes to play, or exactly what's going on. But you're right. When he is playing well, this Bulldog team is very, very tough to beat.
He's D1 talent. There's no doubt about that. 55.2, 36-35. Bulldogs down by a point. They'll inbounds. Hickerson, Wilkerson, Good, Brinkley, and Dern, your 5 on the floor. Brinkley right in the middle of the lane. They've got Hickerson and Wilkerson out front. 14 on the shot clock. Wilkerson dancing around. In the corner they go. Good whips it inside. Brinkley from the free throw line. Pull up. No good. Rebound ran down by Dern. Shot clock is off. And they'll hold it as Hickerson will back it out to the jump circle. 25 seconds and counting. Cumberland trails at 36-35.
7th offensive rebound for Cumberland in the first half. They're doing a great job getting second chance opportunities.
Good for 3. That one's short. Dern got a hand on it again and tapped it across, and Good saved it out to Wilkerson. 8 on the shot clock. Wilkerson over to Brinkley. Pull up from 14. Didn't get it to go. No foul call. Dern tipped it again. Back to Lindsey. Will they get it off? They will, but it won't go. So an action-packed last minute of this first half saw everything you could want if you're a Cumberland team, but couldn't get it to go in the basket, but avoided a last-second shot by Lindsey Wilson, and we'll end it at 36-35. I do want to remind you folks that you can catch all of tonight's action video feed. If you want to, go to www.gocumberlandathletics.com. You can actually tune into the video. You can track the stats as the game progresses. You can catch up the audio from this broadcast if you have a laptop and can't pick it up on the radio. It's a great way to tune into the audio. Man, couldn't ask for a better ball game. 36-35. Be better if we were ahead, but they're only down by a point. Let's send it back to Preston Martinez. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. It's Bulldogs basketball right here on the flagship station for Cumberland University Athletics, WANT FM 98.9 and WCOR AM 1490, Lebanon, Tennessee.
The official family medical physicians of Cumberland University. The physicians and staff at Family Medical Associates and Pediatrics have families too. They're aware patients require care not only from 9 to 5 and maintain flexible hours to meet your needs, coupled with walk-in appointment times. Family Medical Associates and Pediatrics is committed to providing excellent health care to you and your family. Located at 1407 Baddour Parkway in Lebanon, call 444-6203 or visit FamilyMedicalDocs.com. Family Medical Associates and Pediatrics, the official family medical physicians of Cumberland University. The physicians and staff at Family Medical Associates and Pediatrics have families too. They're aware patients require care not only from 9 to 5 and maintain flexible hours to meet your needs, coupled with walk-in appointment times. Family Medical Associates and Pediatrics is committed to providing excellent health care to you and your family. Located at 1407 Baddour Parkway in Lebanon, call 444-6203.
A great place to do business. At Signs Now in Lebanon, we often hear from customers after they have bought items such as business cards, banners, and yard signs from discount sources online. The common complaints are, we really did not save any money, or what I received sure was not what I expected. At Signs Now in Lebanon, we offer design, service, and solutions which just cannot be matched online. Follow us on Facebook to see some of our work, or come by 1031A West Main Street today. At Signs Now, we believe a business with no sign is a sign of no business. Wilson County is
secret ingredients. So if you've got a giant sandwich, secret ingredient number 25, Food Amazer, kicks in.
Wow, plus yum.
When you grab a Coke on the go, it's secret ingredient number 55, Trip Zipper. Having fun with friends, secret ingredient number 73, Hang Outerator.
Dude, bro, guy.
But what's really great is how they work together. Like if you're with friends,
dude, bro, guy.
Eating sandwiches, on a speeding train, that secret formula has it all. Coca-Cola. Open happiness. Did you know Coca-Cola has a secret formula full of secret ingredients? So if you've got a giant sandwich, secret ingredient number 25.
And welcome back inside Dallas Floyd Recreation Center, where we're at the half, 36-35, Cumberland down by a point. And, John, there's a reason we got to that 36-35. I bet you can tell me exactly how.
Boy, I tell you what, Marv, it has been an absolute back-and-forth game. The lead has changed 9 times. The score has been tied 5 times. That is just a first-half stat to show you how back-and-forth this game has been. We're going to start with Lindsey Wilson. Durante Clark, 12 points in this ball game, and he has done them all from outside. He is 4 out of 6 from the three-point line. 3 of those have been on a fast break or a semi-fast break. Clark just lighting it up from outside. Definitely going to have to keep an eye on him in the second half. Keyshawn Mayfield also with 9 points in this ball game. He has shot the ball very well. He's 4 out of 5 from the field. Also has 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and just 1 turnover, playing 18 minutes of the first half. 6 points in the ball game for Dusan Pantovic. He is a 6'11" senior, 3 out of 5 from the field for Pantovic. 4 points in the ball game for Dion Hall. 3 points in the ball game for Anthony Crenshaw. Very athletic young man in Anthony Crenshaw. 2 points in the ball game for Tony Horn as well. For your Bulldogs, 12 points in the ball game, tied for top honors in the game so far for Marquell Hickerson. He's 5 out of 7 from the field, including 2 out of 4 from behind the arc. Does have 2 turnovers in the ball game and just 1 assist in 17 minutes of play. Nobody else in double digits, but Josh Wilkerson almost there with 9 points. He's 4 out of 6 from the field, also 1 out of 1 from the free throw line. Josh also 1 assist, 2 steals, and just 1 turnover in 19 minutes of play. Lamar Brinkley has played well, shot the ball well. 7 points in the first half for Lamar. 3 out of 6 from the field, also 1 out of 1 from the free throw line. 3 points in the ball game for Lester Goody, struggling a little bit with his shot, 1 out of 4. However, 4 rebounds, 3 on the offensive end, really starting to become one of those players that is just around the ball a lot, tapping the ball back out. Won't get credit for those on the stat sheet, but keeping the play alive. Did so right there at the end, which allowed Cumberland to reel off a good 45 to 50 seconds on their final possession of the first half, and didn't really leave Lindsey Wilson with an opportunity to get a good playoff to score before the end of the half. Cumberland as a team, 15 out of 31 from the field, good for 48%. Lindsey Wilson, 14 out of 28 for 50%, but how about their three-point shooting percentage? 5 out of 9 for 55%. They've been to the free throw line 3 times, knocking down all 3. Cumberland 3 out of 10 from three-point land for 30%, and they're 2 out of 2 from the free throw line. So only 5 free throws attempted by both teams combined, and they've hit all 5 of them. It's been a fun game so far. At the half, your Bulldogs trail, however. Lindsey Wilson 36, Cumberland 35. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to catch up with the head wrestling coach at Cumberland University, Todd Allen. JoJo Freeman, the sports information director, had an opportunity to sit down with him and talk about a lot going on with the Mad Dogs of Cumberland. We'll get to that after a quick 60-second timeout. You're listening to Cumberland University basketball on your home for Wilson County Sports, WA&T FM 98.9. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Todd Allen and Coach Cumberland University wrestling coach Todd Allen. And Coach, you come off a big weekend at the NWCA National Duels in Des Moines, and really a big weekend for your program, kind of a historic weekend for your program with the way you guys wrestled and the teams that you were able to beat.
Yeah, it was a huge win this weekend. A couple of huge wins against Montana State Northern. They were ranked second in the country, and then also against Great Falls, who was ranked, I think, fourth. So both of them were big wins for us. Not just the guys in our room right now, but our program and our future. I think this is just a testament of what we're doing, where we're headed, and how we're gonna succeed in the future.
You see that just as kind of a stepping stone for your program and the guys that you have, but also I'm sure the guys that you're trying to bring in to strengthen your team?
Yeah, it's a great recruiting tool. To say we placed third as a dual team is big. Just saying, hey, we're moving up. Last year we didn't even go to the national duels, so for us to come in this year and place third was a shock to a lot of people, and they didn't expect it. So it's really props to our guys. They're the ones that have put in the hard work to do this and surprise people, and I'm proud of them.
You got a couple of really big performances out of some guys who've been around here. Jake Williams was here last year, Cody Linton, both those guys returning All-Americans, but they were certainly the head of the class for your performances.
Yeah, Cody, this was kind of a revenge weekend for him. He lost last year in the third and fourth finals to the kid he pinned, and the kid moved up a weight class and was ranked third in the country. Pinned him, and he was dominating the whole match until then. So. And then right before break, he had lost to the Great Falls kid that he majored. So, like I said, it was a big revenge weekend, and we were hoping to get a little more revenge from a semifinals loss for Cody last year against Jamil Bryant from Lindsey.
Right, Lindsey.
However, they'd already had the duel sealed, and I could definitely see why they wouldn't want to wrestle him. But we're going to see that soon enough. So. It was a revenge weekend for him, and Jake, was just basically proving his ranking, and solidifying where he is, and he's really, really a hard worker, and has been looking good recently. So a big weekend for both of them, and some of the guys had some losses, in particular Nate Crowley and Michael Gonzalez. Both of them guys, they're right on the cusp of wrestling in the top 10,
and they were wrestling a lot of guys that were ranked very high.
Right, though they came off this weekend with several losses, or a couple losses. Don't count them out, because all the guys that they were wrestling were top 5, top 10 guys. So they were, like I said, they're right on the cusp of being there. So just a little more hard work, and they'll get there.
Well, things don't get any easier for you this week. You get Campbellsville University, a big rival, and another team ranked in the top 10 in a dual match here Friday night, and then you got some people coming in for the Cumberland Open on Saturday.
Yeah, Campbellsville is a big duel for us. Conference, they've become our conference rival. Number 1, number 2 in our region every year, and I don't think we've ever beaten them, as a matter of fact. So this is going to be a very intense duel. We're looking forward to it. Our guys are still working hard, trying to ride this momentum train on into the week. Even though Campbellsville lost to Great Falls at national duels, and then we beat them, I told our guys we can't count them out, because they're going to come guns a-blazing. So our guys understand that, and they know they're going to be gunning for us, especially after a third place finish for us and a fifth place finish for them. So I look forward to it. And I know my guys are too.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time, and good luck this weekend.
Yep, thank you.
John, just so interesting to hear from Coach Allen and what the Bulldogs on the mats have gotten done. They have really progressed to a point to where they are of the elite status in NAIA wrestling, and NAIA wrestling is at an elite status by itself. To be the cream of the crop in that particular sport in this division speaks volumes for what they've been able to get done here.
It's just another athletic program at Cumberland University that is just excelling. Their cycling team is competitive year in and year out. Both basketball teams are competitive year in and year out. The football,
Soccer,
baseball, soccer.
tennis.
The soccer women's team has been phenomenal the last 2 years. Women's softball, across the board, all 21 sports are gradually getting more and more and more competitive and staying at that level as well.
That leads me to my next point. I know there's people that go on the internet to go to CBS Sports and ESPN and all that. Please just take a minute when you're surfing the web and go to their website at gocumberlandathletics.com. Hit them up, go through and check out all the information. There is absolutely unparalleled info on some of these teams. The press releases that JoJo Freeman and the gang put out through the SID, it's unbelievable. You can track them, you can keep up with them, the wrestling's going to be on video. I mean, there's so many different sports that you can immerse yourself in. If you're a Cumberland fan, why not go all out and do all the sports, not just baseball or football? There's a chance to follow all of them, and there's no better way to do it than that website. You and I use it religiously.
Absolutely. I use it every single day. I know you do as well. It's a place for us to get our information. It's a place to get bios. It's a place to get
We sound halfway like we know what we're talking about sometimes.
And a lot of it's all due to
Rarely, but you know.
Rarely. Every now and then. Every dog has his
Even
day.
that won't let us do that. But I enjoy it. I enjoy going to it.
Yeah, and it's easy to use. I think that's what we both like the most. It is user-friendly in this day and age.
Yeah.
That's a big thing with so many websites out there. Absolutely.
That's all you got to do.
But the Matt Dogs getting it done for the Bulldogs again this year.
Speaking of getting it done, Preston Martinez pulling double duty today. We appreciate you, brother. What a broadcast that first one was, and this one is turning out to be even more exciting. A one-point ball game here at the half. Let's send it back and take a 30-minute break, and we'll come back with starters. 36-35, Cumberland down by a point. Back in a half minute.
F2Es in the middle. Phrases like, where's the beef are now punishable with random electric cattle prodding. Should you ever say beef or crave beef, head to Chick-fil-A. Then think good thoughts and eat good things, like the original chicken sandwich, a tender, juicy breast of chicken placed on a hot buttered bun with 2 crucial pickles. I've got no with that. Chick-fil-A. We didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich.
706 South Cumberland Street, Lebanon.
The Chick-fil-A update.
What a phrase. I love that.
It's one of the best slogans ever.
It is. They come up with some clever ones. Well, your key here to the second half, John.
It's hard to say. You got to keep distributing the ball. The one stat that keeps kind of jumping out at me, 4 assists for Cumberland on 15 made field goals. They've gotten a lot of this on 1-and-1 and transitional type situations. They're going to have to score in the half-court set to be able to pull out a win.
Well, out of the locker room, it's your same starting 5. Bond, Brinkley, McFadden, Wilkerson, and Hickerson. They tried to go inside of McFadden just like it started. Missed it, got it back, put it back, no foul. Brinkley with the rebound. His putback is no good. And finally, there must have been a spot of blood somewhere because they called a foul. That was vicious right underneath the basket as they were going at it.
9th and 10th offensive rebound on that possession right there. Cumberland doing a great job. They have twice as many offensive rebounds than Lindsey Wilson. Going back to the line will be Lamar Brinkley. He's been there once where he's 1 out of 1. 7 points in the ball game for Lamar. First shot's up and no good. And Marv, that is the first miss of the ball game in the game. Both teams combined were 5 for 5 in the first half.
Boy, not an awful lot of fouls called in that first half, but one right out of the gate there. As Brinkley 1 for 2 that trip, and we're back tied at 36, just 21 seconds into the second half. Here's your matchup. We talked about it earlier, Mayfield and Wilkerson. And Wilkerson managed to play defense foul-free in that first half, so he's got all 5 to play with here this second half. And I'm sure he'll use them here and there. Oh, McFadden with the steal. I think if he just let it go out of bounds, it would have sailed. But nonetheless, he threw it back in, and Panovic helped him out by falling down the end line. So another turnover. Both teams a little sloppy today, but a lot of it has just been the intense defensive pressure.
7th turnover of the ball game for Lindsey Wilson. That ties them with Cumberland. And talk about Panovic falling down. 6'11". It's a long
That's
fall.
a long way down to that floor, isn't it? 45 seconds in, Cumberland back on the attack. Wilkerson gets it to Brinkley, top of the key, swings it left side to Hickerson. He'll drive back to Brinkley, left elbow. McFadden, top of the key, tried to go inside, batted away, taken out by Panovic. Hand off to Horn, across to Clark, and here comes Lindsey Wilson. Mayfield will pick it up between the rings, guarded by Wilkerson. Great ball screen by Horn, picks him off. McFadden switches, though. Now they'll go out front to Clark, all the way on the right side, swing it to Crenshaw. Drives the baseline, triple team, nowhere to go. And finally threw it off a Cumberland foot with 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Boy, a quick, smothering triple team right there on that baseline. And it's a good thing Crenshaw able to bounce it off a Bulldog.
Quan Bond might want to go talk to the soccer team. He was a good little punt on that thing. Almost took the official's head off.
Out front, they'll go to Mayfield and set it up. 10 on the shot clock now as they work from the left wing. That's Crenshaw. Down low, they threw it through. McFadden forced the turnover. Brinkley picks it up across to Hickerson. Here comes Cumberland. Hickerson will slow it down. There's the double team. McFadden throws a screen. Hickerson pulls up right at the three-point line off the side of the iron. Couldn't control it was Crenshaw, so it'll stay with the Bulldogs. And a fresh 35. All tied at 36. Just a minute 41 elapsed here in this second half, and the Bulldogs desperately in need of a streak starter here tonight. As we mentioned, the road not so kind. They've now lost 3 in a row. They need to get something going in the win column. 18-13 and counting in the ball game. All tied at 36. Bulldogs on the attack. McFadden hands to Wilkerson down the lane. Had it stripped away. Stopped. Threw it back in. Tapped around and finally taken out by Horn, and Bond with the reach around steal. Wilkerson and Bond.
That'll be the first on Bond. Nobody in a Bulldog uniform with more than 1 foul so far in this game. That's good news.
36 apiece. Bulldogs back on defense. 2 minutes in, and neither team able to get much going offensively. A Brinkley free throw, your only points. And speaking of points, right off the bat, out of the break, I believe that was Mayfield for the easy basket, and Lindsey back up by 2.
First field goal of the half for either team.
McFadden hands it to Hickerson, top of the key. Looks for a back cut, can't find it. Bond pops high. Hickerson waves him through. He'll go to Wilkerson, right corner, over to McFadden. McFadden cut off, drives the baseline, the up and under, and got it to go. And I don't know how he made it, but he squeezed it up in there, and we're back tied at 38. McFadden makes impossible close-in shots.
Boy, he's just oversized every single time he steps on the court.
And they're going to call a moving screen, I do believe. And I believe they're going to get that one on Bradshaw. So Kevin Bradshaw, actually his 3rd foul. So he's the first player on the court to be in foul trouble. 2nd team foul on Lindsey. Cumberland whistled for just the 1, and with 17-18 to go, they'll get a fresh 35. It'll be McFadden, Hickerson, Brinkley, Wilkerson, and Bond, the first 5 that came out of the locker room. 30 on the shot clock. Wilkerson on the right wing. Down low to Brinkley, matched up with Panovic back in there. Brinkley, no place to go. Out to Wilkerson, top of the key, back into Brinkley, down low. There's the double team, drop step, up and under, couldn't get it to go. Rebound Horn, McFadden tipped it though, but couldn't control it. And it'll go to Lindsey Wilson. Boy, McFadden has just been a machine around that basket tonight, offensively and defensively.
He is just working hard. Only 2 rebounds to his credit, but just like we talked about Gatto in the first game, really been a disruptor in the lane.
Back the other way. They get it down low. There's Panovic working his way underneath. Get it to Horn, little short jumper, falls in, a little soft one-hander. Got it to go, and Lindsey back out front by 2. And the points are coming excruciatingly slow here in this second half. Hickerson, top of the key, guarded closely by Clark. He'll drive by him. His runner off the glass, no good. Tipped by Bond, no good. Brinkley got a hand on it. Out front, Clark takes it away. McFadden's back to cut him off. There's the trailer. It's Crenshaw, cut off at the baseline. Across the lane, little floater, no good. Tipped up, no good. Tapped back out, picked up by Clark. His 12-footer is good. So the hardest shot out of the entire sequence, and that's the one that goes.
Clark is just lighting it up, 5 out of 9 from the field, 14 points, 4 out of 6 behind the arc. We're just lucky he didn't shoot it from behind the arc that time.
No kidding. And Hickerson, after that early dozen, has been extremely quiet lately. Remember, he started out hot right out of the gate. Now Wilkerson moves it and backs it out. McFadden in the right corner, down to Brinkley. Brinkley spins in the lane, is up and under, no good, and they'll finally get a foul, and I believe that one's going to be on Horn, and if so, that'll be his second.
You're right, they do get it on Horn. That will be a shooting foul, so going to the line will be Brinkley for 2. Brinkley in this ball game, 8 points, 2 out of 3 from the free throw line. On the season, Lamar shoots right around 73% from the charity stripe.
Boy, free throws have been good to Cumberland so far. 3 out of 4, make it 4 out of 5. So the Bulldogs 80% on the night. That'll get Good and Dern in. McFadden and Bond will get a breather. So it'll be Good, Dern, Brinkley, Hickerson, and Wilkerson. Your 5 out for Cumberland with 15:38 to go. And the Bulldogs down by 3. One more free throw for Brinkley to try to get it back to a 2-point ball game. And that one rolls home. So soft touch for the big guy. And Lamar, very active and aggressive tonight on the offensive end. They've tried to run the offense through him in the low post, and he's been able to get a couple free throw opportunities here in this second half. Crenshaw looks for a cutter, direct in traffic. Panovic boasts up down low. Can't get it to him. Across to Clark. Clark working out on Good. They'll pop it across to Mayfield. Wilkerson all over him. 10 on the shot clock. Clark drives, cut off by Wilkerson, and a little bit too much contact. I believe they'll call Josh for the foul, and if so, that'll be Josh's first in the ball game. They've played good defense, John.
They have a lot more fouls here in the second half. Probably the reason why both teams struggle a little bit from the field. In the second half, just a 6'5" edge for Lindsey Wilson. We've played 5 minutes.
Orozco will check in. Horn will go to the bench for Lindsey Wilson. Cumberland with the same 5. They'll come in a corner and finally work it out front to Mayfield. Mayfield swings it across. There's Crenshaw, guarded by Hickerson. Looks for a cutter. Gets it out here. Good Lord, don't let Clark put one up. Down low to Panovic. Matched with Brinkley. Lost the handle. Picked up by Crenshaw. Left-hander good. Boy, that little hanging around the basket has paid off for Crenshaw and Clark in spades tonight. Another garbage basket, and with 14:45 to go, Bulldogs back down 44-40. Hickerson between the rings, top of the key, gets a pick from Brinkley, works down the right side of the lane. What a move, but couldn't get the layup to go. Dern got a hand on it, tipped to Hickerson. His jump put back, no good, and rebound taken off out of there by Mayfield. So a couple of good looks, couldn't get it to go. And speaking of Clark, he finally missed a 3. Rebound Wilkerson. So Cumberland filters back down court and a chance to chip out some off of this 44-40 deficit. And they're going to call Wilkerson for a charge. And I think that was one of those where you had to call it because Panovic was just standing there. I don't think he meant to take the charge. It was by accident, but he got it anyway.
That'll be the second on Wilkerson. Both of those in the second half. Cumberland with 3 as a team in the second half.
Well, we said he had 5 to go. He's used up 2 of them.
Use them all.
14:08 to go. Lindsey back on the attack. Blue Raiders up by 4. Wilkerson matched up with Mayfield. Now the switch. They go down low underneath. There's Orozco up and under and got it to go. An incredibly difficult shot from behind the backboard. Somehow that little paw reached under and got it off the glass, and the lead up to 6 at 46-40.
Biggest of the night for Lindsey Wilson.
Hickerson across to Wilkerson, sets up for 3. Banged it home. Josh Wilkerson strikes. The lead sliced in half with 13:34 to go. 46-43 Lindsey.
That was a big basket right there.
Boy, that is a 3-point shot is a momentum breaker or a momentum builder. The 3-point shot is an incredible offensive weapon. 13:18 to go. Cumberland down 46-43. Panovic out front almost traveled. Instead, he goes across to Wilkerson outside the 3-point line. Down low, they've got it underneath. Orozco backing down, doesn't get the basket, but I believe they'll call a foul, and I'm not sure who they got.
Where it's Dern, that'll be his 3rd. Excuse me, just his 2nd.
So with 13:05 to go, Cumberland within 3, but John, it seems like Lindsey is really pressing the issue here in this second half.
Really pushing the ball. As you said, getting up and down the court a lot faster.
Not settling for those threes like they were in the first half.
Sure not. I tell you what, I think Clark has the green light at any time.
I think so too.
He's shot a lot of his off the break, and the coach has not looked upset about any of them.
Orozco hit the first. He's got 3 on the game. Second shot in the air. And good. So Orozco with a pair of free throws. That'll get Hall back into the ball game. And Clark will get a breather for Lindsey. And with 13:05 to go, Cumberland ball down by 5, 48-43. Hickerson will join Good, Dern, Brinkley, and Wilkerson as your 5 out. Look at Good explode to the basket. Didn't get it to fall, but drew the foul from Panovic. And if so, I believe that's going to be the first foul of the game on Panovic. So 14 fouls on both teams here in the second half. We're kind of inching toward the bonus mark for both teams, but Lester Good will get to attempt a pair right here. And not exactly the most proficient free throw shooter at less than 50%. Wow, and just like that, the Marv momentum move.
Good now with 4 points in the ball game. First free throw attempts right here. Good also with 4 rebounds. He's tied with Lamar Brinkley, the starting center, for top honors in that category.
Second toss by Good is short, and Panovic with the rebound, and I believe they're going to call Lamar Brinkley on a push in the back as he tried to outmuscle 2 Lindsey players, Hall and Panovic, down in that low post on the free throw line. So they'll give Brinkley his second foul, the 5th one on Cumberland, and with 12:57 to go, Lindsey ball, Cumberland on defense. Alex Flagler has checked back into the ball game to replace Wilkerson. Left wing, there's Crenshaw matched up with Hickerson. Out front, they'll swing to Orozco. Near side, they'll get it to Hall. Back out front to another Clark. Not Durante Clark. This one is Roderick Clark. Left wing spin move. There comes Hall. They'll hand it off to Clark underneath. Nowhere to go and just flat out threw it away. That was a good defensive effort by Cumberland to seal the baseline and force the turnover. And now Hickerson works back the other way. 12:13 to go. 48-44. Bulldogs down by 4. Flagler hands off to Good on the right wing. Good straight down the pipe. Finger roll no good. Brinkley got a hand on it. Lindsey out of the pack. Here comes Orozco into the front court. He'll wait for his help. Get it back out front to Roderick Clark, and they'll set it up. 11:53 and counting. Bulldogs down by 4 on defense, and Flagler on a hand check, and I didn't see that one coming.
I didn't really see that one either, but they catch him on the hand check. You know, earlier in the season we saw a lot of those. It's calmed down a little bit, but got him there.
16 foul on Cumberland leads us to a media timeout. 11:50 to go in the ball game. Cumberland trails at 48-44. We'll be back in 1 minute.
For some tailgating, better pack your cooler with Jersey Mike's subs, because nothing tackles your appetite like Jersey Mike's. Quality meats and cheeses sliced right in front of you and piled high on fresh baked bread. You'll taste the difference with authentic Jersey subs made Mike's way. Order in advance online or via fax, and we'll have the subs ready to go when you arrive, along with chips and soda. Visit Jersey Mike's in Lebanon, 1315 West Main Street, or for your nearest Jersey Mike's location, go to jerseymikes.com. Off to the football game for some tailgating? Better pack your cooler with Jersey Mike's subs, because nothing tackles your appetite like Jersey Mike's. Quality meats and cheeses sliced right in front of you and piled high on fresh baked bread. You'll taste the difference with authentic Jersey subs made Mike's way. Order in advance online or via fax, and we'll have the subs ready to go when you arrive, along with chips and soda. Visit Jersey Mike's in Lebanon, 1315 West Main Street, or for your nearest Jersey Mike's location.
Well, folks, Cumberland University Bulldog Athletic Department would like to thank some of the 2013-2014 corporate sponsors that helped make all the athletic programs possible. I want to thank Coca-Cola, Petty Orthopedics, definitely Enterprise Rent-A-Car. They do a fantastic job. I want to thank Dr. Bernie Singh with Family Medical Associates, Southeast Impression, Signs Now, and Comfort Suites. Inbounds comes from Lindsey Wilson, 11:48 and counting. Blue Raiders lead our Bulldogs 48-44. There's your matchup out front, straight down underneath. Mayfield gets it to the short turnaround jumper for Bradshaw. Nobody could control it. It'll go out of bounds, and they'll say last touch by Cumberland. So with 22 on the shot clock, it never got up to the rim. 22 on the shot clock, 11:36 left in the game, and up by 4. Lindsey Wilson will inbounds from underneath their own basket. It'll be Good, Terry Williams, Markel Hickerson, looks like Mort Stern, and Alex Flagler in there. They go underneath, and Terry Williams with a swat of a shot knocked it out, so they'll try it on the other side of the basket with 19 on the shot clock. I don't know how they got it in underneath, and I don't know how Williams got that block.
I think it was just bad timing by the offensive player.
That was crazy, and they're going to call a foul in the middle. And I believe they're going to call Terry Williams. Wow, this has been whistle-filled these last few minutes.
Strange sequence of events here the last couple minutes. Step into the line will be Clark. First time he's been there. He's cooled off quite a bit in the second half, but still 14 points in this game. 4 out of 7 behind the arc. Misses that one. First miss of the ball game for Lindsey Wilson. They were 7 out of 7 before that.
So the front of the 1-and-1 doesn't go, and with 11:26 to go, Cumberland back on the attack. Flagler just flat out lost it again. Picked up by Mayfield. Across they'll come to Hall, and that one's stolen away by Hickerson. Now tapped around. Flagler got a hand on it. Finally picked up by Hall. Got it underneath, took it to the rack, couldn't get the basket, but did draw the foul, and that's going to be Bradshaw.
Well, Terry Williams gets his money's worth, doesn't
Yes, he does. That was an extremely physical foul. I'm sorry, make that Orozco that will step to the line. So Tyree Orozco, the 6'6 junior out of Harlem, New York, via Southeastern Community College, will step to the line to try to add to his three-point total, and he does. So Orozco has 4. The lead is back to 5. And with 11:12 to go in the ball game, Josh Wilkerson back into the ball game. He'll go join Good, Williams, Dern, and Hickerson as your 5 out for Cumberland. Good. Oh my goodness, that was tough. Loose ball rebound came off in the left corner. Good got a hand on it. Looked like he got hit in the back of the head, but he'll touch it last as it goes out of bounds. So 34 on a shot clock for Lindsey Wilson. Already up by 5. This is the possession that won't end.
Well, I tell you what, Cumberland on a 3-minute field goal drought. They've only hit free throws over the past 3 minutes. Really like to get a stop and get down and hit a jump shot.
Bradshaw feeds it across to Mayfield, looks for a cutter, goes underneath to Orozco, matched up with Dern. Orozco hunkers down. Williams got a hand on it, picked up by Good. Good outlet pass to Wilkerson. Here comes Cumberland. Lindsey back on defense, though. And Wilkerson will walk it across between the rings. 10:37 and counting. Cumberland trails at 49-44. Bulldogs trying to make a charge here. They have, as John said, become Arctic cold from the field. And Wilkerson actually draws a foul as he tried to scoot his way across the front of that, and that's going to be on Mayfield. And if it's Mayfield, it's his first 15 foul on Lindsey.
Just 9 points for Cumberland here in the second half, almost halfway through. That's after scoring 35 in the first half.
Hickerson inbounds in the backcourt to Wilkerson, guarded out there by Mayfield. We said that was a huge matchup. It has been. Dern pops out high, hands to Wilkerson. Hickerson filters through. Good cuts through. Now they get it to Hickerson, top of the key, fakes the 3, down in the middle. Running jumper's good. Boy, they need to get Markel going again. He's got 14. That's his first in a while.
You're absolutely right. I think that's his first one since about the 10-minute mark in the first half. So the last 20 minutes has been very quiet for him.
49-46, Cumberland trails by 3. 9:57 to go in the game. The Bulldogs trying to hunker down and get a stop. Underneath they go, and that one swatted away, but picked up in the corner for a three-point ball. Good gracious. That's when you know it's going bad. Hall had fed it inside. Bradshaw got rejected, but Hall got the loose ball, stepped behind the three-point line, and threw it in. And suddenly the lead has grown back to 6 as Wilkerson tries to come through traffic. Here he is on the right side, looking out front. Hickerson works his way through. No place to go. They finally get it to Markel, top of the key. Shake and bake on Mayfield. Down the lane, his running floater is good. And it looks like he can just score at will, which tickled Lester Good to death. He was thrilled about that one. A long three on the other end. That one no good as it bounces up off the shot clock. So just what the doctor ordered for Cumberland, a quick possession and a quick missed shot.
I think I have a theory on why Marquell has been a little quiet in the middle part of this game. He is guarding Clark on the other end, really having to chase him around as much as possible. Clark, as we've seen, not only not afraid to shoot a three on a fast break, he'll hit them as well. So you have to know where he's at all times.
You have to question why in the world would Paul Peck not have Clark out there? We haven't seen him in a while. We've seen the other Clark, Roderick Clark, but he's nothing like Durante in size, stature, or skill level, doesn't seem like. But he's back in the game and still don't have a Durante Clark sighting. Clark, of course, from nearby Gallatin, Tennessee, via Troy University, found his way to Lindsey Wilson. Speaking of Hickerson, he works on Roderick Clark. That shot short, but Brinkley with the rebound. His putback is no good, but he draws the foul, and Brinkley had just checked in. And I got to tell you, Brinkley is as active in the post player as any player we've seen in this Mid-South Conference. John, he is constantly working.
You're not kidding. He is one of the most active post players you'll ever see. Almost sometimes you want to tell him not to be as active, conserve some energy, but that's just the type of player he is. 4 out of 5 from the free throw line, 10 points, making 11 as he hits that one. Brinkley has played very well tonight. Third Bulldog player in double digits. He joins Hickerson and Wilkerson as your top scorers for the Bulldogs.
So free throws have been good to Cumberland tonight. 7 out of 9 now. Brinkley 5 out of 6 of those. He'll have another to try to shave another point off this 52-49 deficit. Brinkley's second shot in the air and good. So Lamar Brinkley with a pair of free throws. And just like that, Cumberland has clawed back within 2 at 52-50 with just under 9 minutes to go in this ballgame. Roderick Clark hands it to Crenshaw. Out front, they'll pop it to Hall. Right side to Roderick Clark. They're trying to go inside. They finally do get it underneath, and it's blocked by Moritz Dern. What a job on Horn. Hickerson out of the pack. He'll slow it down at the jump circle. But wow, what a defensive stand on the baseline by the Bulldogs that trip down. Here's Hickerson, trapped, down to the baseline, goes to Wilkerson. He'll back it out in the corner, looking down low for Brinkley. Can't find it. Picked up his dribble. Coach Thompson takes a timeout. We'll take it with them. 8:24 on the game clock, 16 on the shot clock, and Bulldogs down 52-50. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Of your weekday commute, then ride the Music City Star. With stops in Lebanon, Martha, and Mount Juliet, the Music City Star can get you to work in the mornings and home in the afternoons without the stress. The train also has an evening trip on Fridays for those who want to enjoy downtown Nashville's restaurants and entertainment venues. For ticket and schedule information, visit musiccitystar.org or call 862-5950. The Music City Star. There is no traffic on the train. If you were
and a great place to do business. At Signs Now in Lebanon, we often hear from customers after they have bought items such as business cards, banners, and yard signs from discount sources online. The common complaints are, we really did not save any money, or what I received sure was not what I expected. At Signs Now in Lebanon, we offer design, service, and solutions which just cannot be matched online. Follow us on Facebook to see some of our work, or come by 1031A West Main Street today. At Signs Now, we believe a business with no sign is a sign of no business. Wilson County is the place to be and a great place to do business. At Signs Now
as you come down this home stretch, but talk about some of the good guys that have played well. Brinkley, 12 points, 6 rebounds. Hickerson, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 16 points, managed to play foul-free. Wilkerson has a dozen. Googe chipped in 4. I mean, this has really been kind of focused on the big three, but there's been some other efforts. Dern off the timeout, got a good look from 3, couldn't hit it. Mayfield back the other way, down low, trailing the play was Horn, couldn't hit it, and look at Hickerson snatch it down in the land of the Redwoods. Hickerson across the line, cut off and bumped by Horn, and if so, that'll be Horn's 3rd foul, and that'll be the 7th team foul, so Markel Hickerson will be the first to try the 1-and-1 for Cumberland here in this second half, and it couldn't come at a better time. He's almost 84% on the season, John.
Yeah, first time he's been there, as you said, 16 points in the ball game. Love to see those shooters get to the line and get some freebies.
So Markel will toe the line, the 1-and-1 in effect. Both teams in the bonus. 7th team foul on Lindsey. Cumberland already over the allotted limit with 18 fouls. So both teams in the 1-and-1. Markel Hickerson a chance to bring us back tied at 52. And bottom of the net, I mean, he's just unbelievably smooth on the follow-through. Every shot he takes, be it a free throw, a three-pointer, on the run, set, doesn't matter. They're all the same. Perfect form. And that one had to roll a little bit before it decided to go home, but it did, and here we go. Back tied at 52. Hickerson's got 18 to lead all scores in the ballgame. Across the line, here comes Mayfield. Pick from Panovic. He'll pull up from 12. That one's short. Hickerson got a hand on it. Panovic had it. Good tipped it to Hickerson. Here comes Cumberland. Hickerson in a hurry the other way. Across the lane. Wow, what a move. That's what you call the human highlight film. John, I can't even tell you. I hope folks are watching the video. There was behind the back, flash and dash, fake one way, fake the other way, up and under, use the glass, scoop shot, you name it, everything in there. The basket counts. He'll draw the foul. Wow, 7:45 to go. Timeout. Let's take it with him. It's the Markel Hickerson show. He's got 20. Cumberland in front. A chance to cap off an old-fashioned three-pointer when we come back in 60 seconds.
I missed the move. I saw the finish.
Wow, plus yum. When you grab a Coke on the go, it's secret ingredient number 55, Trip Zipper. Having fun with friends, secret ingredient number 73, Hang Outerator.
Dude, bro, guy.
But what's really great is how they work together. Like if you're with friends.
Dude, bro, guy.
Eating sandwiches. On a speeding train. That secret formula has it all. Coca-Cola. Open happiness. Did you know Coca-Cola has a secret formula full of secret ingredients?
We often hear from customers after they have bought items such as business cards, banners, and yard signs from discount sources online. The common complaints are, we really did not save any money, or what I received sure was not what I expected. At Signs Now in Lebanon, we offer design, service, and solutions which just cannot be matched online. Follow us on Facebook to see some of our work, or come by 1031A West Main Street today. At Signs Now, we believe a business with no sign is a sign of no business. Wilson County is the place to be.
And welcome back inside Dallas Floyd Recreation Center. Boy, it's been a while since we've been in front, John.
Since about the 3.5-minute mark in the first half, the last time Cumberland led. That's credit to an 8-0 run over the last minute and a half by the Bulldogs. Playing good defense in that stretch as well. Lindsey Wilson has missed their last 4 field goals. An opportunity here to complete one of the prettiest old-fashioned three-point plays you've ever seen.
Boy, that one is almost beyond description, folks. You'd have to see it to believe it. Hickerson just nailed a pair there a moment ago and nails that one as well. So that capper gives him 21. That bumps the lead to 3. And with 7:42 and counting, Lindsey needs to find an answer on the offensive end. Cumberland has put the clamps down defensively here recently. Top of the key, there's Mayfield. He's going to isolate on Wilkerson. Lost the handle, threw it underneath. Crenshaw with about 9 steps, threw up a shot, missed it. His putback is no good. Good comes out of there with the loose ball. Throw across to Brinkley. They've got numbers if they hurry. Instead, they'll slow it. Nope, Wilkerson in a hurry. Wilkerson tries to shake and bake. People diving at him all over the place. And Coach Thompson calls another timeout. That was almost out of necessity. So Cumberland with 3 timeouts left, 7:12 to go. Let's keep it here for a moment. 55-52. Cumberland finally got the lead for the first time in a long time. 7 minutes, 12 seconds to go. Both teams at 18 fouls, so the 1-and-1 in place for both sides. John, I got to tell you, if I'm Lindsey, I'm clamping down on Hickerson, and I'm sure going to find a way to keep it out of Wilkerson and Brinkley's hands. So who on Cumberland can beat you besides those 3?
The 5 on the court right now, you got to think Lester Good, if you're Lindsey Wilson, is who you're going to try to force to beat you. But we've seen Good light it up himself, especially last year when the more of the offensive load was on him. He's had games 25, 30 points before, so I don't know if you want to go that route.
Pick your poison, right?
Pick your poison, exactly. But Cumberland playing very, very well over the last little bit. 9-0 run now with over the last 2 minutes, a 9-0 run. Lindsey's 0 for 6 in their last 6 attempts.
Out of the timeout, Hickerson, Wilkerson, Dern back in, Lamar Brinkley, and set up on a wing is Lester Good. Look at Hickerson go, feeding Brinkley. Back to Hickerson, Wilkerson, now Hickerson between the rings, 10 on the shot clock. Hickerson isolated on Hall. Brinkley with the ball screen. Hickerson had it stuffed, picked it back up, pulled up from 10, wouldn't go. Brinkley got it and kicks it back out. Wow, Lamar Brinkley with a huge offensive rebound and a fresh 35 for Cumberland. 6:42 and counting. Bulldogs up by 3.
14th offensive rebound as a team for Cumberland.
Boy,
huge.
Just brutalizing Lindsey on the offensive glass. Here comes Hickerson, works to the right side in front of the Cumberland bench. 14 on the shot clock. Hickerson, there's the double team. He gets it to Dern. Dern hands to Wilkerson. He works to the free throw line. Pull-up jumper. Off the mark, and rebounding it was Mayfield. Outlet pass up ahead of Crenshaw. Crenshaw will stop it, pop from 8 off the glass, and good. Wow, that was Jack Givenish right there, down to the number and the left-handed.
Very, very smart play for him to pull up and use the glass right there. Hickerson kind of had him set up. He was either going to disrupt his shot or get a charge. Pulled up. Don't see him shooting off the glass very much anymore.
55-54 Cumberland by point. His Dern has his shot blocked by Panovic. Outlet pass up ahead to Mayfield. Mayfield takes it all the way and draws the foul. So momentum definitely shifted after that last timeout by Cumberland. And with 5:47 to go, Mayfield's 13th points puts Lindsey back out front, 56-55, and a chance to cap off a hard blue-collar three-point play before this timeout. 5:47 to go. Lindsey leads at 56-55. We'll have Mayfield at the line to shoot a free throw when we come back in 60 seconds.
JerseyMikes.com. Off to the football game for some tailgating? Better pack your cooler with Jersey Mike's subs because nothing tackles your appetite like Jersey Mike's. Quality meats and cheeses sliced right in front of you and piled high on fresh baked bread. You'll taste the difference with authentic Jersey subs made Mike's way. Order in advance online or via fax and we'll have the subs ready to go when you arrive along with chips and soda. Visit Jersey Mike's in Lebanon, 1315 West Main Street, or for your nearest Jersey Mike's location, go to JerseyMikes.com. Off to the football game for some tailgating? Better pack your cooler with Jersey Mike's
The BCC, the Bovine Communications Committee, has banned the use of the word beef on commercial airwaves. Cows call it the B word, ends in F, 2 E's in the middle. Phrases like, where's the beef, are now punishable with random electric cattle prodding. Should you ever say beef or crave beef,
it ain't gonna get no easier.
This is the worst team in the league.
And welcome back. 5:47 to go as we head down the home stretch. Cumberland trails at 56-55. What an incredible move that time by Keyshawn Mayfield. We talked about what a night he's had. Mayfield has been at times unstoppable, John, but he's disappeared for stretches. That time got the basket and the foul, and this free throw right here could put him back up by 2.
He's put together a very quiet game. 6 out of 8 from the field, 13 points. If he hits this free throw, he'll be tied for leading scorer on his ball club. And as soon as you think one of the teams is going to push this thing out and really grab all the momentum, the other team comes storming right back.
Mayfield hits that free throw. Or misses, excuse me. Rebound taken off by Cumberland. 5:41 and counting. Bulldogs down by a scant point. Here's Dern, way out high. Guarded closely by Horn. Now they'll bounce it out to Hickerson. Hickerson works off a Dern ball screen. And now he'll back it out. 14 on the shot clock, 5:24 to go, and he flat out gave it away. Horn setting sail the other way and gets the layup. Boy, Hickerson just flat out fell asleep, man.
12th turnover of the ball game for Cumberland. They had done a really good job the first 3 quarters of this game, but kind of struggling here right now.
Hickerson hands it to Wilkerson, and Cumberland trying to chop away at this 3-point deficit. Boy, it has been back and forth, back and forth. Wilkerson has a good move, threw up a wild shot, drew contact, no foul. Here they come the other way. Here's Hall, gets it underneath to a trailer, and that's Horn. And just like that, 7 quick points, and Lindsey up 60-55. That's 6 for Horn.
8-0 run in the past minute by Lindsey Wilson. Cumberland's missed their last 5 shots.
There's Good, and Panovic is going to draw the charge. Boy, that one was tailor-made for the charge. I thought the only exception might be if his foot was in the semicircle, but apparently not. The underneath official right there. So 10th team foul for Cumberland, but it was a player control foul, so no free throws. And with 4:34 to go, Lindsey trying to get closer to picking up their second conference win on the season.
You get the feeling down the stretch we're going to have fireworks in this ball game. Both teams just slugging it out.
Here's Mayfield, runs plumb over Lamar Brinkley. That one wasn't even close. And Mayfield trying to show how you do the power slide, I guess. But Brinkley was standing right there, did not throw his hip out. And let me tell you talk about standing on the tracks when the train comes through. That one was a locomotive. Mayfield had a head of steam, John. It takes a lot of gusto to stand in there and take that one.
It helps when you know you're about 50 pounds heavier than the other guy.
Yeah, but
I've never had that feeling like Lamar has where he's going to be 50 pounds heavier than somebody. But
wow. Well, here comes Cumberland back on the attack. Out front they go to Hickerson, top of the key. Gets a screen from Dern. He's thinking about that three, but he won't take it out to Dern. He will. Bam! Moritz Dern bombs away. That was a huge three.
First bucket of the ball game for Dern.
And this gym erupted. That was an incredibly important shot for Dern, no doubt about it. Dern's first points of the night. Here comes Horn. Feeds it across to Mayfield. Matched up with Wilkerson. They're trying to get it into Panovic, but Brinkley's got him blanketed. Now they'll go across. Here's Clark. The up and under got Brinkley in the air and got it to fall. Wow. What a fantastic move by Durante Clark. We hadn't called his name in a while, and off the bench. There he goes. Just add water. Instant offense. 3:20. Cumberland down by 4. Good works it top of the key. Good. In the corner to Dern. Dern had it stripped momentarily. Back out to Hickerson. 16 on the shot clock. Bulldogs trail it by 4. Shake and bake on Clark. Down to Brinkley. No double team yet. Matched up with Panovic. Now Clark cheats through. There was the double team, and he got a hand on it. Hickerson picked it up. 3 on the shot clock. He'll have to put up a prayer. Oh, and almost answered. But rebound ripped off by Hall. Here comes Lindsey. Bounce pass in the corner. Roderick Clark can't get a shot off. Good all over him. And they'll have to back it out. I'm sorry, make that Durante Clark. Mayfield takes the handoff. And with 20 on the shot clock, Lindsey up by 4. Looking to take a little time with 2.5 left to play. Right wing, they'll go across to Clark. And inside, they're going to call Hickerson for trying to fight through a double screen there. And that one was a little touchy.
Be just the second on Hickerson.
Oh, they called it on Wilkerson instead.
Wilkerson.
So his third, but still the 1-and-1 for Horn, or that's the double bonus, 10th team foul. So both teams now in the double bonus.
Horn hits his first one. Of course, he will have another one. 7 points in the ball game now for Horn coming into the ball game. 64%. Had more than twice as many free throw attempts than anybody else on his team.
And both of those were perfect. Timeout, Lindsey. We'll take it with them. 2:26 to go. The lead has grown to 6, 64-58. Cumberland will have the ball to try to chip away at the 6-point lead when we come back in 1 minute. It's frustrating, man.
FamilyMedicalDocs.com. Family Medical Associates in Pediatrics, the official family medical physicians of Cumberland University. The physicians and staff at Family Medical Associates in Pediatrics have families too. They're aware patients require care not only from 9 to 5 and maintain flexible hours to meet your needs, coupled with walk-in appointment times. Family Medical Associates in Pediatrics is committed to providing excellent health care to you and your family. Located at 1407 Baddour Parkway in Lebanon, call 444-6203 or visit FamilyMedicalDocs.com. Family Medical Associates in Pediatrics.
Sandwich, secret ingredient number 25, Food Amazer kicks in.
Wow, plus yum. Wham!
When you grab a Coke on the go, it's secret ingredient number 55, Trip Zipper. Having fun with friends, secret ingredient number 73, Hang Outerator.
Dude, bro, guy.
But what's really great is how they work together. Like if you're with friends.
Dude, bro, guy.
Eating sandwiches.
Wham!
On a speeding train. That secret formula has it all. Coca-Cola. Open happiness. Did you know Coca-Cola has a secret?
2:26 to go, John. This is going to be an uphill battle. This Lindsey team doesn't look like they're going to go away. We didn't get into a bunch of specifics when discussing the teams. But one of the big matchup numbers that we saw, free throw percentage, Lindsey Wilson 74, I think it was something like 74% on the season. They've done a great job, and boy, living at the line here in the second half, aren't they?
Yeah, they've been there 8 times in the second half, 11 total in the ball game, knocking down 72%.
2:18 and counting, 64-58 Cumberland on the attack. Here's Wilkerson. He'll be joined by Good, Hickerson, Dern, and Brinkley, your 5 outs for Cumberland. Good, 18 on the shot clock. Right wing, they go to Dern. Dern drives to the baseline. Is kick out to Wilkerson down the lane. No place to go. He's shut out. Left side, Hickerson, 9 on the shot clock. Hickerson isolated. He'll pull up for 3. Off the mark. No good. Rebound taken off. And they're going to call Hickerson for a foul as Horn got the rebound. So Cumberland wasn't able to get the shot they wanted that time, I don't think. And with a minute 54, we'll walk to the other end, and we'll see if Horn can nail a couple more. He's already 2 for 2.
Boy, Cumberland going on a scoring drought at the wrong time, at the 3:50 mark. It was the last time they scored. They've been stuck at 58 now for over 2 minutes.
And Horn continues his perfect streak at the line. 3 for 3 now, and Horn's 9 on the night. So a chance for double digits here, and a chance to push the lead back out to 8. And he missed. Rebound Brinkley. So 1 for 2 that trip. Still just a 3-possession game. Here comes Wilkerson across the line. Minute 44 and counting. Good working on the right wing. Pull up from the elbow. Won't go. Went in. Got his hand on it, but stepped on the inline. And Good, what a hustle play that was. He missed the shot, followed it up, but just couldn't control it.
Well, he has been Mr. Hustle in this ball game. Unfortunate they're not able to corral it, but did a good job trying.
Here's Mayfield across the Hall. Token 3/4 court pressure, 2-2-1 for Cumberland. They'll trap across the line. A minute 28 to go. Cumberland desperately needs some stops or some steals and some shots. Hall drives it up and under off the glass. Didn't get the basket, but did draw the foul. And as we said, Lindsey in the double bonus. So really just a procession to the foul line now for Lindsey. And if they can hit some free throws, they might sneak back home with the win here.
9 points in the ball game for Hall. 2 out of 2 from the free throw line tonight. Hall 83%, as we said earlier. A phenomenal free throw shooter. A lot of good free throw shooters on this Lindsey Wilson team.
Tosses up and banged it home. So Hall continues to do great work from the charity stripe. 3 out of 3 and give Hall 10 on the night. So many players in double digits. That's 3. As that second one is good. Horn just 1 point short with 9, and Crenshaw sitting at 7. So Lindsey with a balanced scoring attack tonight, and with a minute 16 to go.
Largest lead of the night.
Cumberland's got to get some points right here. Dern will take a long 3. Bam! Just like that, Moritz Dern makes it a 6-point game. Need a steal. Quick steal. Mayfield bounce pass through to Crenshaw. Crenshaw back out to Mayfield. 52 on the clock. Wilkerson's going to have to foul. Crenshaw. Now they swing it across the Horn. Cumberland needs to foul. They've let too much time go down. Now they have to play it straight up. Out front they go to Mayfield. Why would you? Goodness gracious, 10 seconds on the shot clock, and then you run out and foul.
My thoughts exactly. If you're going to foul early in the shot clock, not late. When you get down to the 10-second, 12-second mark, you just play straight-up defense. There's not that big of a need to get the ball back that quickly, but
that was a tough break. I think Wilkerson got trapped.
And definitely don't want to foul Mayfield, as we talked about.
No, he is unbelievable. We've talked about guys that are just about automatic from the line. He came in tonight at 56%, and right on cue missed one. But look at Crenshaw sneak in there and take it away from Hickerson. So that just about slams the door. And near steal is still picked up by Crenshaw. 29 seconds. Cumberland down by 7. Clock continues to run. Wilkerson can't get a foul on Mayfield. And now they're going to say a turnover as he stepped on the sideline. So a bailout that time for Cumberland as Mayfield hands it back with just 21 and a half to go. Cumberland going to have to put it up and put it up quick. Quick timeout by Lindsey. Let's leave it here for a second. 68-61. Bulldogs down by 7. Just 21 and a half seconds left to go in the game. Your game reset. 3 timeouts left for Cumberland. 3 timeouts now left for Lindsey. Both teams in the double bonus. Possession arrow favors Lindsey. Boy, this is a tough row to hoe if you're Cumberland right here. Not impossible, but they got to get something quick.
And they're to the point now where you have to get a 3 on the other end. You really can't go down here and get a 2-pointer. You really need to go down, get a quick shot, and if you don't get it, foul right away. If you do hit it, go automatically into your full court press. Try to get a steal. If you don't get it, foul as soon as the ball is inbounded.
And really looking at the stats, we were kind of kidding around about Mayfield, but Mayfield just 56%, of the guys that are out there, not really tough ones. Crenshaw at 76, Hall at 83, Clark at 88, Horn at 64, so that's your possible foulees, and they're going to call a charge, and that should just about end it as Wilkerson ran down underneath, and Panovich stood there and vocally enhanced that call a tad bit. So with 15 and a half to go, Wilkerson will foul out of the ball game. He'll take a dozen points to the bench with him. Not a bad night. 5 out of 9 from the field, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, but those 5 fouls disqualify him. And this one is just about over. Hickerson will actually foul Clark. And Durante Clark almost 87 or almost 89% on the season with 13.4 to go. Man, it would take a Reggie Miller miracle inside Dallas Floyd to pull this one out.
Not even sure if Reggie'd pull this one out.
I don't think Reggie would give it a shot.
Definitely not now. As hitting the free throw is Clark. 17 points in the ball game for Clark. 4 out of 7 from behind the arc. First made free throws for him as he hits that. And Cumberland, unless they score right here, is going to finish the last 3.5 minutes only scoring 3 points in this ball game.
Wow, and that pass deflected out of bounds. So with 6.1 to go, down by 9, a chance to maybe change the scoreboard just a bit, but that's about it. Stern gets it to Hickerson, and he's trapped out to Brinkley for 3. That one off the mark and out of bounds, and that's how we'll end it. So it is a final. Boy, a tough way to end the second half of the doubleheader. 70-61, your final. Tell you, Preston Martinez, valiant effort today, double duty in the afternoon, hanging around to produce both our broadcasts tonight. Mired in a large patch of spaghetti back at the station, I'm sure. So we'll see if he can take us for a 2-minute break. We'll come back and give you a stat wrap. Your final here in game number 2, Lindsey Wilson Blue Raiders knock off our homestanding Bulldogs, 70-61 your final. We'll be back in 2 minutes. That's tough. Here's your recycle. I tell you what, you can have all this right here for recycle.
Insurance team has over 100 years of combined insurance experience. They'll do whatever it takes to find you the right coverage at the right price. Whether you need home, auto, life, long-term care, business, or employer insurance, don't just get insurance, get a friend at THW Insurance Services, 702 Cadet Court in Lebanon, or call 443-3849. For an online quote, visit thwinsurance.com. When it comes to insurance, ask THW. The THW Insurance team has over 100 years of combined insurance experience. They'll do whatever it takes to find you the right coverage at the right price. Whether you need home, auto, life, long-term care, business, or employer insurance, don't just get insurance, get a friend at THW Insurance Services, 702 Cadet Court in Lebanon, or call 443-3849. For an online quote, visit thwinsurance.com. When it comes to insurance, ask THW. The THW Insurance team has over 100 years of combined insurance experience. They'll do whatever it takes to find you the right coverage at the right price. Whether you need home, auto, life, long-term care, business, or employer